It is just too much going on, but we are going to talk about it. Let's go. It is so much going on. I'm gonna give you a few minutes to get in here, and then we're gonna get started. We're gonna talk about it. I might do an open panel depending on the time. I don't want to stay on too long, but come on in here because we're gonna talk about people's past, catching up to them, the future. You know, and we're gonna talk about a couple of things in general. This is not about any particular person. This is just in general. What happens in general? Oh, I'm a little tired this morning, but I said I better come in here and say something. We're waiting to my gemologist. Hey, good morning, Star. I haven't seen you in a while. Good morning, baby. Hope all is well. Angela, hey, baby girl. Hope all is well with you. It's gloomy out here in my neck of the woods. I don't know how it's going, what the weather is like in your neck of the woods, but it's gloomy, so I'm gloomy. But I want to come on here and talk about some things. So let's get this party started. It may be, I might do an open panel as well. So I wanted to talk about some things. Shout out to Miss Pizarro. Hey, Kenzami. Shout out to Miss Pizarro. She hit 11,000 views on one of her videos. She's been really popping over here, doing real well for herself. And people are worried about her being monetized. See, you have a choice whether you want to be monetized or not. Maybe she don't want to be monetized. Just leave her alone. She killing the game over here. She know whether she want to be monetized or not. Just leave it alone. Let her do her. But I want to come, hey, Patta, I want to talk about the past, how sometimes the past could kind of catch up to us. But hey, Des, the most important thing for us to know is that we can't live in our past. But people will bring up our past to try to keep us stuck in that place. But that's just what it is a past. And once it goes past, you're in the future. So you deal with the future now. So some people passes are catching up with them, and the sad thing about it is the climate that we in over here. Let me do this. The climate that we in over here could be very dangerous sometimes, and people are not compassionate the way you want them to be. So it's very important that when you tell your story, you realize that some people are not going to receive it with compassion, and some people are going to receive it as if that's your bad. So some will receive it with compassion and be compassionate about your situation. And some people is like, well, F it, that's your past, that's not mine. But we all have skeletons in our closet per se. Or we have a past that we really don't want people to talk about, or we don't want to talk about. We want it to just be the past, and we want to forget about it and move on with our lives. But sometimes the past have a strange way of sneaking back up on you, and you have to face some of the realities of your past, and that could be a good thing or a bad thing. One thing about a past is just that it's the past. It's something that happened in the past, and you want to move forward. However, when you come and put things on social media, is for public consumption. So you don't know how people go receive it, good, bad, or indifference. So you have to know that. But also keep in mind that what the devil means for bad, God turns around for good. Your message could be a message to help someone, or it could be a message that doesn't help someone, and I think that's what's going on over here. This week has been a rough week for some people. But in speaking about it, domestic violence is not good for anyone. And I'm just going to leave it like that. And we all should be compassionate if someone is involved in a domestic violence relationship. Man, woman, child, anyone. It's a sad situation. And the outcome sometimes could be a little more detrimental to some than others. You know, a lot of people don't escape some of the physical abuse that people put on, and we definitely will never escape the mental abuse. So, physical abuse will go away, you know, but mental abuse is there for a lifetime. So you are scarred for a lifetime when you are mentally abused. That's why sometimes people say, and this is the craziest thing in the world, because I don't think no abuse is good abuse. But some people will say, you'll hear them say, I'd rather get beat than someone mentally abuse me, because it's forever damaging. No matter where you go in life or how you develop a life, how your life evolves, mental damage is always there, and it plays a part in you being a person to develop a relationship. It's hard for you to develop relationships because first the trust factor is gone. You know, you don't know if people are going to view you as the person you were before. You know, words are very powerful. And let's keep this in mind when we talk about words being powerful. When words come out of your mouth, you cannot take them back. We have to be very, very careful of what we say to people, about people, or what we put in the universe, because you can't take those words back. You know, no amount of I'm sorry sometime will do when the damage is already done. And that's just a fact. There's no getting around it. There's no sugarcoating it. It is what it is. You know, if you call me all kinds of names to hurt me, you can't take it back. Your sorry will not take it back because the damage is done. You know, and that's the sad thing. That's why it's so important. We always have to think before we speak, and don't speak out of emotions, because you may say the wrong thing that you could never, ever, you know, come back from. And that's just a fact. I have said some things in life to people that they will never, ever get over. I can't take it back. People have said things to me that has been damaging that I will never get over. I may say I forgive you, you know, when you say, oh, I'm sorry, okay, I forgive you. But those are everlasting words. They're etched in my mind forever till death. You know, it is what it is. And the damage that you meant for those words to say is already done. You can't take it back. So we need to be very careful, especially over here in this climate when we are so quick to do the dragging and, you know, roasting and gagging and talking about people and their situations, their past situations, their current situations. We need to be very careful what we say, because I'm sorry is not always going to cut it for some people. And you know, it's just a lot going on. Hey, cookie baby, hope all is well. Ron P, good morning. And you know, we need to be very careful when we do and say things around here, and I realize it. So let me say this too, for the person who just, you know, I guess just is so invested in me, knowing that this is the beef sector. I know, hey Keitra, I know this is the beef sector. I am well aware of this is the beef sector. You don't have to keep leaving comments for me, because I already know that. To me, you're too invested in me, that you keeping up with me and telling me to realize it's the beef sector and I can't change it. I'm not trying to change people. I'm coming down here to continue to do me, whether you like me or not. I'm not trying to change you, because you have to live with who you are. I have to live with who I am, and what I say and what I do. I am being held accountable for that, not no one else. No one else is being held accountable for my actions. You know, what comes out of my mouth. So I'm well aware that this is the beef sector, love, fish fry, who keep coming, you know, making comments and letting me know is the beef sector. I came down here with positivity. Nobody wants positivity. People like beef, beef bring dollars. Well, I'm not about the dollars, so I could give a damn about the dollars. So I'm not about the beef. And yes, I know it's a messy area. I'm well aware. We are in a messy area. I know that. You don't have to remind me. See, because I am a woman of a particular age. So I'm smart and wise enough to know where I'm at. I'm in the beef sector, but that don't mean I have to be the beef sector. And let me say something about that. The beef sector is simply a state of mind. That's all that shit is. There's no sector. It's a state of mind. It's a area that we in. You guys named this the beef sector. You said in order to maintain here and live here in this space that you have to cuss and drag people. I say no. I say no. I don't have to do that to come down here. I could come down here and do just what I do every day, or when I do come down here, because I don't come on. Hey, Regina, I don't come on here every day. So your state of mentality is totally different from my state of mentality. You're telling me that your mental state is I have to come down here and beef and cuss people out, dox people, drag people, kids, talk about the dead people, talk about your aesthetics, talk about where you live, talk about where you work, talk about what you have and what you don't have. That's your state of mind. That's not my state of mind. I can't impose my state of mind on you, and you can't impose your state of mind on me. So I'm well aware where I'm at. So you don't have to remind me. And to be honest, that's you thinking like that. See, because when you say to me, you can't come down here, trying to change people and trying to make people be positive and see it your way, I sure don't. But I don't have to change for anyone either. I could come down here and continue to be Mz.Teavalocity, and in my state of mind, believe just what I believe. You either like me or you don't. I could give a damn whether you like me, because you may not like me, but some people here do like me. And they do support me. And that's who I'm here for. I'm not here for you. I'm not here for you to tell me where I'm at, because I'm well aware that I'm in the beef sector. Good morning, Sugar Honey Iced Tea. You don't have to tell me that. This is YouTube. You right, Regina. This is YouTube. Everybody moves different. I choose not to move the way you move. And if I don't get paid, that's good, because I'm not here for the money. Because if I was here for the money, I'm quite aware the more drama I dish up, the more subscribers I get, the more views I get, the more money I make. See, money don't make me. I make money. And however I choose to make money is my prerogative. Like you choose to make money by cussing, beefing, because you want that AdSense check. I choose not to do that, because I could give a damn about the AdSense check. It's good. All money ain't good money, though. See, so for me to get down here and play this game and call people names and do what they do to get paid, I'm not about that life, because I choose not to be that like that. I could come down here and do the same. But my father told me long time ago, and I'll tell you what my nickname is. Because, see, I don't have a problem. He said, Thumbelina. Thumbelina. They call me Thumbelina. He said, all money ain't good money. See, my dad been instilling that in me ever since I was a kid. And even though I didn't understand it, he must have thought somewhere in my life's journey, I would understand what he meant by that. And so when I got to be an adult, I said, all money ain't good money. Damn, that's what Dad is talking about. So, see, I'm not going for the money. See, money don't make me. I make money. And whatever I do, when I choose to make money, I make money. So I'm not going to let that be the factor of me coming down here spreading positivity. I'm not going to be hindered. I'm not going to be deterred because you don't like it, because I'm in your space. I'm in this negative space and you thinking that I can't survive. But see, I tell you different. I'm saying I can survive because I'm not chasing money. That's y'all problem. You're chasing money. And you want me to conform to be a money chaser. You know how they say, I'm chasing the bag? No, I'm not chasing the bag. I'm getting the bag, and I'm getting the bag in the way I see fit. You may not see fit, but I'm getting the bag the way I see fit. And it's not coming down here doing the shit that some of these people do. Because I choose not to. Not that I can't do it. I choose not to do it. Okay? Because I do know karma is a bitch, for one. And I do know what you put in the universe is what you get back. So even though people think this is entertainment, and they just joking, roasting and gagging, you're putting that stuff in the universe. And you got to know you reap what you sow. Karma is a bitch. What you put in the universe, you're going to get back, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. So I don't play like that. See, I don't play like that because I don't want that coming back to me. So, but again, that's my choice. That's not your choice. And then you made a comment about my slow talking, brown nose of that. Baby, I'm brown. All the way brown. Let me show you. Let me just show you a black woman, a beautiful black woman. Even when I look like this, to me, I'm a beautiful black woman. And yes, I do have a brown nose. Right, I do. But I don't kiss ass. I don't brown nose anyone. Not anyone. If I do something, it's because I wanted to do it. And I will continue to do what I want to do when I want to do it. I don't need these type of people as my friends. No one here is really loyal to anyone. They will flip on you in a minute. They will talk about you today and link up with you tomorrow just to go against somebody they don't like. See, those are not friends. That's not loyal to me. See, when you loyal, you ride or die with people. Diva is my loyal friend because she's my sister. She has went on my journey with me. Ride or die. She not gonna turn against me, but you guys turn against each other. See, and you forget that your past will catch up with you. See, that's why that bullshit, you like me today, you calling it entertainment, you dragging me today, you talking about me today, and tomorrow we cool. That's not true. You'll never be cool. If you talk about me and drag me and try to humiliate me and disgrace me, you could never, ever, ever be my friend till death. You'll never be my friend because I don't play like that. And to me, you're not a friend. You don't use me as your entertainment. And that's a fact. Because if I was your friend, you wouldn't use me as your entertainment. But I get that you guys call this entertainment and you do you. But don't worry about me doing me. You don't have to watch me. A lot of people don't watch me. A lot of people do. I'm not down here begging for views. I'm not begging for money. I'm not begging for nothing. When I come on here, I do it strictly for fun, strictly to be informative, to educate, to inspire, to uplift, to motivate. That's why I come down here. I don't come down here for the entertainment part of it. No, I come down here to do my job, what I have deemed my job. You can't take my job from me because I deem this my job. I don't make no money from YouTube. I don't give a damn. Because if I wanted to knock down thousands of dollars, I'll come on here and talk about everybody and their mama like they do each other. But I ain't here for the money. I'm here to do my job, what I have deemed to be my job. And just because you are in the state of mind of saying you're in the beef sector, so you have to act accordingly, I'm not in that state of mind, baby. I'm not in no beef sector state of mind. And that's a fact. And no, I'm not going to move that way because I choose not to. So don't worry about me, please. All you people who try to remind me this is the beef sector, and when I say something, I'm on beef and I'm part of the mess, mind your damn business. I'm well aware where I'm at and what I do and when I do it and how I do it and why I do it. Maybe you're not aware of that, but I'm well aware of that. So don't worry about Mz.Teavalocity. She got this. When she tell you she got this, believe it and take it to the bank. She got this. I don't need you advising me. I don't need you making comment on my videos about what I think, because I know what they think. Their state of mind is the beef sector. My state of mind is not the beef sector. There's no such thing. You created that. Y'all created that to fit the narratives and to justify your freaking behaviors. That's why you call it beef. But that's on you. I could give a damn less. That's how you want to look at it. I'm not in nobody beef sector because that's not my state of mind. Okay? That's not my state of mind. So I want you to know that. I know what I'm doing. Yes, money don't make me. I make money for sure. And when you allow money, because we already know that the word of God said, and this is just me, the word of God say, for the love of money is the root of all evil. And if you just look at it, that's exactly what it is. The evil that some people do is because they're chasing the bag, the money. They're chasing the money. And that's okay because that's what they're here for. I'm not here for it. So I'm not, I'm not judging people, but I'm just telling you facts. You here for the money, so you think you need to perform like that. I'm not here for the money, so I don't have to perform like that. So don't come over here worrying about me because I got this. Okay? We love the real. Hey, Des, thank you, baby. Let me read some of these comments. Oh, you so pretty, Miss T. I grew up with a woman in my family looking like that when home. Those are comforting and great memories. Thank you, sweetheart. I just try to be me. I try, and like I said, I don't mind coming on camera. I mean, I hate to tell you, somebody who loves me dearly mind when I come on camera with my t-shirt on and my hair wrap and I don't have my jewelry on or I'm not made up. It bothers them more than it bothers me. I won't say, but it bothers them more than it bothers me because I'm in the comfort of my home and I'm not ashamed the way I look. But this person be ashamed the way I look. Oh, I'm not saying you, Queen Diva. Sorry. I highlighted that. I'm not saying you, but it bothers that I don't come on here all glam and glitzy because that's not me being real. Because every day I don't go out all glam and glitzy. So I'm not dressing up. I'm not on no show. And then let's talk about the show. I'll segue into that. This got to be a show, you guys. This, if it's not a show, someone need to invest in the stuff going on here because it's unreal. Ain't no way in the world these people act like this if they're not acting for a show. Thank you, Ron P. If they're not acting for a show, then this behavior is despicable just to be a human being and behave like the way some of these people do. So I don't know, but I'm beginning to believe that is a show because this shit can't be real, y'all. It just can't be real. And if it is, it's really saddening me. It saddens me that people act like this. But again, I know your peers get it. Thank you, Cookie. See, Cookie, my peer. Thanks, Ron. I appreciate that comment. But I'm telling you, I'm going to make a sweet potato pie mango cake dishing with the but I'm telling you. So I don't know if we on the show or what. But if not, these are some great storylines. Great storylines. I'm telling you, if I had the money, I would produce it myself because I just can't believe that this is real. Is real. I just can't. It has to be for a show. But anywho, going back to what I was saying, people will want you to live in your past. And when you evolve and you move beyond your past, that's just it. You move beyond your past. Don't let people hold you in your past. Move on. They only doing that because they want to bring you down from the level that you have evolved to. They want to talk about you and bring up your past to humiliate you and make you look one way. It's your past for a reason. Past, present, and future. Those are the tenses. There is a past. I always tell people, you can't make me live in my past. I know what my past has done. But remember, your past, most of our pasts are experiences that that taught us something, whether it was good, bad, or indifference. Our past taught us something to make us a better person now. My past made me the person that I am now. And I think myself, for me, speaking about me, I'm a good person. I'm not perfect, but I'm a good person. Good morning, JDunn, Kimberly. I am a good person. And my past have made me the person that I am. But you're not going to just keep beating me over my head with a past because you don't want me to evolve into the future. That's why you bring up my past, because you don't want me to evolve in the greatness that I'm headed for. And if I allow you to keep beating me over my head with my past, then you will hinder my growth of and my destiny of greatness. And that's the job you want. That's the job I won't let you have. And that's a fact. Hey, JDunn, what's going on, baby? So that's what people do. They keep bringing up your past because they don't want you to go, destined to be great, and they don't want to see that greatness. So they gonna keep bringing up your past. But no, a past is for a reason. Move on with what your new life is about now. Do what your new life is telling you to do. Go move in that space. Don't worry about your past, But like I said, we have to be careful when we on this internet and we sharing our past with people, because sometimes it could come back to haunt us. And that's what's happening in some of the in some of what's going on here. People passes are coming back to haunt them. You have to be very careful of what you do and say to people, because when people don't receive you well in the climate that they're in, that we're in over here, they will find ways to destroy you. So be very careful of what you do to people, because it could come back to haunt you, and what you say to people. And that's a fact. And the sad thing is, sometimes we do things for good reasons, and with great intentions, but it don't always be received like that. And perception, you guys, perception is everything. How I perceive something is how I perceive it, and is everything to me that may be different to you, the way you perceive something. That's why it's so important when you communicate with people that you listen to hear to respond, and not just hear to respond, listen to respond. You have to listen and hear to respond. You have to be an active listener to make sure you respond, because everything is not perceived the way you want it to be perceived. And so we have to be very careful in that. But so some people past is coming to haunt them because everybody didn't receive it the way they wanted them. They wanted people to receive it. And that's a fact. And so now it's not looking pretty out here. The streets are pretty rough out here this week, and that's just in general. No one particular person, no particular people, is just what I'm seeing that's going on now. As a woman of a particular age, watch what you speak of another person's misfortune. The universe have a way of bringing it quicker than you think. That's the truth, Patta, and that's why I'm so careful. I'm very, very careful of what I put in the universe now. I didn't know that. But sometimes if you sit back and you think about it, when bad things starting to happen to you, when bad things start happening to you, you wonder why. Why is this happening? But God has always reminded me of the things I have done in the past. I have done in the past. Things that I have said to people, things that I've done to people. And now, and this is just me and God's relationship. I don't know about your relationship with God, but one thing what I can say about my relationship with God is that He reminds me of things I have done and said. Sometimes you wonder, why am I hitting this rough patch? Why this is going on? Why did this happen to me? Not all the time you reaping bad harvest, but a lot of times we are reaping bad harvest. Hey, Sonny B. And that's a fact, y'all. We are reaping bad harvest. And God always, well, this is me. I'm speaking of you guys. You know, God reminds me of some things that I have said and done. And it's just my reaping season. Whatever seeds you plant, remember you're going to reap that harvest. So even if you call it entertainment and you joking, you're putting it out in the universe. It is what it is, you guys. You are putting it out in the universe. You know, you may call it entertainment, you know, roasting and gagging, joking and whatever. And yes, we do look at it as entertainment, but entertainment has boundaries. Entertainment has a way of coming back to haunt you. Derek Jackson, Kurt Franklin, Wendy Williams, just to name a few. Their past is coming back to haunt them. Things they have done and said, even though it's their past and they have moved beyond that and they're doing great things, their past has a way of coming back to haunt them. And that's what we see is happening with those are just a few people. You got T.I. and Tiny. Their past is coming back to haunt them, even though they may have moved beyond their past and have evolved as a person, is coming back to haunt them. That's all I'm saying. We have to be very careful of what we say and do to people because it will come back to haunt us. And then we don't like that feeling all the time when people start putting it out there and exposing us. These people are getting exposed. So even though they have done great things in their mind and to the public, they have been exposed now and they're not looking so great. They're not looking so great to some. And to some, hey, they're just human beings. I put them on a pedestal. So now they disappointed me. So I'm disappointed. But they're human like all of us. You know, no man is perfect. Let me read some of these comments and then I'll move on. I think I'm going to do an open panel. But remember, when I do open panels over here, we remain respectful. We have a certain decorum, and this is not about you. This is about the general topic. This is not about one specific person. This is about in general, we as people. That's all this is about. Not a specific person, not a specific happenings of YouTube. No, it's just in general. We're talking about how our past could come back to haunt us and how some things were meant for good is turning around for bad, turning around looking kind of bad now. You know, people's intentions, the reason why they did something does not always equate to people receiving it as you wanted them to receive it. And that's a fact. Some people will do the most unbelievable things, as we should all know. Some will say it's just YouTube. However, everything you do to others, you will be accountable for, guarantee. That's what I'm saying, Regina. You're following me. That's exactly what I'm saying. Whatever you do to others, you have to be accountable for that. What you've seen on YouTube can come back to bite you. Exactly, Kimberly. Exactly. That's all I'm saying. Some of this stuff will come back to haunt you or to bite you, however you want to phrase it, but it will. Facts, we already been where they're trying to go and already learned some hard lessons and seed time and harvest. You reap whatever seed you sow. I have reaped I have sown some bad seeds. And sometimes I didn't always think they were bad. I was just doing, or I was just saying something. And most of the bad seeds I have sown is with my nasty, mean, malicious mouth. That's why I know I could get down like that, y'all. That's why I know. But I know I have reaped my bad harvest, and I don't want to reap any more bad harvest. So I watch what I say. But my mouth is sharp. It could cut you like a knife. And I have said some mean and nasty things to people when I wasn't in, in an emotional state. Sometimes we say things out of emotions, but whatever we say, we could never, ever is not Heinz ketchup. Like you go to squeeze the bottle and then you could suck it back up. We can't take it back. The damage is done. It's said. Just because you say, I'm sorry, the damage is done. Be very careful of what you say in this entertainment realm, because you have to reap what you sow. That's a fact. To be honest, I feel like God reminds me of what I should have said. So I say anything that is on my mind. Sometimes you can be too passive, and I understand that now. And that's a fact, JDunn. Sometimes your passiveness, people will perceive as a weakness. And I think sometimes when I come down here, and this is just my thought, this is my perspective. When I come down here and I try to be positive, I think people play me for weak, and that's not cool. But because I won't, and JDunn, let me just say this about me, because I won't give these people control over my mind and my mouth, I pay them no mind. I pay them no attention. I don't give it any type of legs to grow. You could think what you want about me, but because if I start feeding into it and reacting every time someone says something about Mz.Teavalocity, then they have full control over me. Believe me, that means they control you. Maybe you don't realize it, and I'm not talking to you, baby. I'm saying in general, maybe we don't realize it, but you give people control when you always respond to them. That means they manipulate and controlling you. And that's what they want to do. And I don't give them that satisfaction. I just won't do it. But my mouth have gotten me in a lot of trouble, baby. And I have reaped that harvest. And when shit start going sour, I wonder why. I'm telling you, it comes to my memory, all the bad shit I have said and done. I told y'all about my sciatica nerve, so I ain't gonna say that story again. But God always remind me when that pain hit my body, what I did to that patient. And that was years ago. But it's coming back to haunt me. That was when shit, I was about, what, 20, maybe about, let me see, my oldest son. I might have been about 25. I was a CNA back then, about 25. And again, when my sciatic nerves start bothering me, God often reminds me of what I did to that patient, because out of frustration, because she kept ringing the bell. So I know I reap what I sow, so I try to sow good seeds, and that's just a fact. And we're not perfect. Let's see, Sunny B. Yes, indeed. My mouth is lethal, but I've learned to think before I speak. I don't want the karma. Me either, Sunny B. And that's why I stopped just cussing folks out and saying nasty things. Used to be nasty with it too. And some things I can't take back, and I feel bad for, I feel bad about, but I can't take them back. I've already said them. I've already done. I already said them. I already done it. It's nothing I could do about it, but try to move past it and be a better person. When you have a personal, intimate relationship with God, your spirits get convicted almost immediately, Cookie. That's why I don't fool around with it. I just don't fool around, because God will convict you. Exactly. They take calmness as weakness when we actually trying to stay calm because we know how we are. Exactly, Sonny B. I promise not to come down here because I know my mouth is lethal. I'm nasty. And I could be malicious, mean, and hateful. I can be all those. I choose not to be. Long time ago, hey, captivating Christian, something happened to me. And I was almost forced to come and respond to it. I didn't want to, but because of the people who was speaking to me about it, knew the type of person I was, they almost forced me to respond, and I responded to it. And I responded to it in a nasty, mean, foul, malicious way, because I felt that pressure. But because they knew I was that type of person, or I could be that type of person, they almost forced me to do something that I should have done it, but I felt bad for it later. I did. Yeah. But I get that. I did spaz out once a few weeks ago. Sometimes you just can't help it. In this climate, you can't help it. But I'm going to drop this link and give us another 15, 20 minutes if someone want to come up and speak about it. But remember this, I conduct my platform a certain way. We have a certain decorum over here. You either, abide by it or just don't come. And I control my platform and I control my lives. Hey, Pink Sugar. I see you over there cutting up with the men. Pink Sugar, you a mess. I control my platform. So if you're not going to come up here and be respectful, then please don't hit the link. But I'm going to open it up in case someone want to come on and talk about how your past could somehow come back to haunt you. And we named a couple of people is happening too. And listen, don't ever put someone on a pedestal that you think they do no wrong. I don't care how they come down here, Christian like, Muslim like, whatever like, no one is above God. No one is above sin. We all fall short daily. We all fall short. We all have sin. We all sin. So no one in that retrospect is better than the other person. We just try to be better and do better. I usually have good restraint and keep my mouth calm, but the spirit of my daddy will come through and say, go, don't you miss this opportunity. That's right, TC. Sometimes you have to do that, though, TC. Sometimes you have to. Protect your energy at all costs. Light and darkness can dwell together. Cookie, I'm glad you said that. So I'm glad Cookie said light and darkness can dwell together. And Cookie is one who I have a relationship with, a YouTube ship with. And she keeps me anchored at times. Her and I converse through email and stuff. I'm just going to be honest with you. And she keep me anchored. And she reminded me before that light and darkness can dwell together. And for me to get back down here and continue to be me. Don't let the darkness, outweigh the light that I was trying to shine, because many times I told you guys I want to give up because I just don't see what I'm doing here. The reason why I chose to come here working, but it is working. It is working. And yes, we can dwell together. And when people tell me that I'm over here trying to build castles in the ghetto or build mansions in the ghetto, I'll say it like they said, to build mansions in the ghetto. You absolutely right, because ghetto is a state of mind. Beef sector is a state of mind. And gentrification takes place everywhere, mentally, as well as physically, as well as spiritually. What's really going on with me? So you can gentrify an area. So me coming in here in a mansion or trying to build mansions doesn't take away the fact that you just want to live in the ghetto. I can't change you from wanting to live in the ghetto. I can only continue to want to build mansions for us to do better. So let me do the analogy like this. So when you say, I come over here, people say, oh, you coming over here trying to change the beef sector? You trying to build mansions in the ghetto? Ghetto is your state of mind. Mansions is my state of mind. I could build my mansion where I want to, as long as I build it and I invest in it. It's my money. I could build where I want to. If I decide to build my mansion over here in what you call a ghetto, then I'm going to do just that. That's my right. I can do that. So maybe you think it's a ghetto and maybe you think you can't change. But I know that people in the ghetto also desire to live in the mansion as well. They just don't know how to go about getting a mansion. Okay? That's what it is. They don't know how to go about doing better. They need the tools to do better. So I can build mansions in the ghetto because ghetto is a state of mind. Okay? Capiche? Capiche. Okay. Hey, Pink Sugar. I am going to send out Nadia soap for Mother's Day this year to my aunts. I got the idea from you because you buy products. Yeah, they say Cecilia Nadia has good products. I've never purchased anything from her. Tongue is a two-edged sword. It can be used to lift someone up and to tear someone down. Exactly, Kimberly. And I choose to lift people up with it. So that's my choice on how I'm going to use my tongue. We either stand for what's right or we don't, whether we like the person or not. And that's the problem we have over here, Cookie. See, because you like a certain person, you don't call them on their bull crap. See, you will make their wrong right because you like them. But that lets me know that you really don't like them. Because if you liked a person or loved a person, you would always tell them what's right, whether they like it or not. Whether they like it or not. Queen Diva tells me what's right or wrong. Andrea tells me what's right or wrong. Benj tells me what's right or wrong. Redbone, she tells me what's right or wrong. Whether I like it or not, I have to listen. And what I do from there is up to me. But that's the only way. That's the only way I know I'll grow and be a better person if I see other people's perspective and then see where it fit in with how I could correct things. But because I like you does not mean that I'm not going to tell you that you are wrong. And that's what happens with a lot of people. They are afraid, especially over here in this climate. And let me tell you why they're afraid, because they don't want to lose that person. They don't want that person to be mad at them and block them. See, when we talk about this YouTube, they don't want to say people are afraid to express the truth and how they feel and go against their favorite content creator because they don't want to be shunned, because they want to, continue to go over there. And if you say something to them that they don't like or you don't agree with, a weak content creator will block you. I said it. A weak content creator will block you if you telling them the truth and they don't want to hear the truth. Not the fact that you telling them the truth, is that they don't want to hear the truth. So the best thing for them to do is to block you. To block you. Instead, and I've seen some say, you are right. Oh, really? Spill it, boy. Okay. Okay. Spiller Boy said he been using Nadia's product since his chemotherapy in 2015. And you know what, Spiller Boy? I'll get back to that in a minute. But they will block you. You know how I forget. They will block you because they don't want to hear you speak the truth. They don't want you to confront them with the truth. And see, what most of us will do, or most people would do, is they'll go ahead and let them block them, but they'll hang up in the bushes. See, and I don't see that, because if you don't like me and you don't mess with me and you don't allow me to speak, and tell the truth, and you block me, then why the hell I'm gonna support you, give you a click in the view? That's putting money in your pocket, not mine. So why would I do that? But that's what it is. They don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. Now, let me go to Nadia right quick. I'm going to drop this link. He said he'd been using Nadia for months, for years now, since 2015. I want to ask you something, Spill It Boy, about that. I'm going to drop this link in a few minutes. I noticed when you was doing your chemo, and I know how chemo doing, Kimberly probably had noticed, I noticed your skin was much darker too. And now your complexion is, well, you've always been nice looking to me. That's just me. But your skin is so smooth. So do you use her products on your face, Spill It Boy? Lex Max, I don't know about what Lex Max did in her. I started buying from Nadia last year, but I was only buying for myself. Now I want the gift product. Well, I'm gonna have to reach out there and buy some products from Nadia. Then I'll do that. Just think about it. Who really gets upset when you spread positivity? Those who are only interested in thriving, in divisiveness and strife. Exactly. Oh yeah, exactly. Okay. So I'm gonna drop this link for a couple of minutes. Oh, I thought I copied it. And like I said, you could come up here, but please make sure we be respectful in doing so. If you want to come up here and talk about it, don't talk about one specific going ons here or topic. We're just talking in general. But anyway, Spill It Boy, I noticed your skin is real smooth. And I noticed a lot of people buy from Nadia here. You know, I've heard, hey, baby, how painted lips. I've heard many people say they buy from Nadia. So her products must be good. So, Diva, that's somebody we need to look at, Nadia. Your face, body, hair, room, everything. Really? Pink is, go ahead. Pink is promoting it too. Wow. So it must be good, her products. So she has black soap. Does she have black soap for the face? My hair done fell down. I got my hair done yesterday. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. My hair done came out to wrap. So, like I was saying, well, in general, let's see. I have some sensitive skin and everything breaks me out, but Nadia oatmeal and honey soap that I can use on my face. Oh, that's cool. Nadia must be doing real well over there in that area because Jane's been using it since 2015. I'm just hearing about it, but then, you know, I'm just hearing her. I heard about it through Tita Talks and now James. And I hear people say it quite often when I'm in chats about her products, but I didn't know. Well, in general, the issue was that people were trying to explain that sometimes you need context to understand the reaction, and the truth about that was not welcome. Well, painted lips, I can't tell you how other people, hey, Sassy, I can't tell you how other people run their platforms, honey, and what they allow. You know, I only could tell you about me. Now, it's very frustrating for a person who think that they setting out to do good and it turns around for evil. That's very frustrating for anyone, for any human being, not just that particular person, but for anyone. If you thought you was doing good and you got, you know, mixed up into it and it seems like it turned bad, it turned out to be bad, then sometimes you just back away from it, take a break and back away. Nadia needs to do a tutorial on wrapping shipment. Every time I see someone unwrap her boxes, it's like Christmas, really. Well, hello, hello, hello. Yes. Hi, love.
What's going down?
You know what I did notice, and I know chemotherapy do turn your skin, darken your skin while you're going through chemo. But
Right.
I noticed
I
that,
was like,
yep, yeah, you were really, really dark years
mhm.
ago. I don't know who that is in the background. Hold on. I don't know who that is. So let me do this right quick. Let me run this commercial. Well, that person didn't say who it was, and they still in the background. I asked them who is it. They didn't answer. They just have it be by their name. So go ahead, James. So I noticed from chemotherapy, your skin was very dark, the complexion.
Yes.
But now I notice it lightened up, and your skin is very, very smooth. What do you use? Hey, Nene, baby. What do you use on your skin? Is it from Nadia?
Yeah, I use a bunch of stuff from Nadia, but she has this lemongrass cleanser because I'm not much on smells. I don't like a lot of smells. I'd be like, I can't get into it. But the smells on a lot of her products, I'd be like, oh, okay. Everything smell like you can eat it, child. So
Oh,
it's real pleasant to the nose. And but that lemongrass um cleanser she has, it's good. And it's really good with getting off makeup.
uh-huh.
That's another one, me and that makeup child. So it's really good for getting that makeup off of you and out of your pores and stuff. My brother also has dry skin. He has dry skin, so
Oh,
he
me too.
stays filling out of my damn box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he likes naughty stuff too. I was
Oh,
trying to
okay.
find a picture so you can see the contrast of how dark my skin was when I was in treatment. Because then it started like drying, and I started getting like up in here. I was having like dry spots, and I'm like, that was never my thing because my skin was always just like this. And
Mm-hmm.
after chemo, using her products, it took me right back where I was.
Oh, okay. So,
I never
okay.
had skin issues.
Go
And
ahead, show us. Because my skin is dry too, but let me tell you what I've been using. I've always used, believe it or not, that Jergens moisturizing cream.
Mhm.
I've been using that for umpteen years, and I get it from Walmart, and it's like $3 and something. But actually, it's so good on your skin. It keeps your skin moisturized all day, really. But I like to get a product that I could scrub with because I use Neutrogena.
Okay.
I use
Yeah, I was like
Neutrogena.
after that chemo, child, I was peeling and it was all kind of stuff going on. I was like, child, what is really going on here? I was
Oh,
like,
Cookie says she has bad eczema. Is it good for eczema? I know normally oatmeal products are good for
yeah, oatmeal
eczema,
products
James.
was good for eczema. I don't know how much,
Yeah,
but I know that oatmeal products are good for eczema.
yeah. Some of them. I think sometimes, like you said, you have to watch too the scents in products. The
Yeah,
scent.
because I can't, child. Whole lot of little smells I can't get with it. Like I'm real funny with even like plugins. If it's too the wrong smell will run me out of here, child.
Thank you, TC. You have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me. Hey, sassy butterfly, black butterfly.
I thought
So
for this happy.
nothing like wonderful brown skin. Yeah, your skin is very clear, very nice and smooth.
That
So
came
now
from
we know the secret is Nadia's. So do
well.
you have
Part of the secret is Nadia now, but
what's the other secret?
Nadia, the other part was Miss Thelma, honey. Came back from my grandma, honey.
Oh,
Yeah, Miss Nadia got me back to what grandma gave me, honey.
oh,
But
okay.
yeah, I really didn't have a problem. I didn't know. I got to be honest with you now because I didn't have a problem, skin problems until after chemo.
Oh well,
And
yeah.
Nadia's products got me back where I went, where I came from.
Oh, okay. I'm listening.
Okay, I'm trying to grab. Yeah, it just got me back where I came from. The It was those patches that I couldn't deal with, like those patches around my nose and stuff. That was like driving me nuts. And a little bit of breaking out, I was like, oh no, this is never going to work. And it works real good with the makeup. That's the other thing. Really, really good with the makeup removal of the makeup.
Oh, okay. Look,
What are
my
you
hair,
doing, lady?
huh?
What are you doing?
Listen, look, I'm gonna
You multitasking. Look, she done kicked herself off. Lord have mercy.
me off the stream.
Brother,
Look, I was letting my hair down.
uh,
It was up in the thing and it had fell out of my wrap. So I had to, but I forgot that I had my brush. I left my brush in my purse downstairs. So I was trying to look for something to unwrap my hair because it fell down. I had got it done
you look
yesterday.
fine. You look
Thank
fine.
you. Thank you. I had just let him wrap it.
She keep kicking herself off.
I see. I'm back. So yeah. So James,
Yes.
you up here. So now
Yeah.
you have to answer my question. Do you think what you put in the universe has a way of coming back to bite you in the ass? Why are you
Of course
laughing?
he does. Because I said no. You said you got to answer my question.
Yes, you do. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's karma. That's like karma, child. Whatever you put out is what you get back.
And do you think
Good
that
or bad.
sometime we could come on here, thinking we doing something, perhaps like I tell you what, thinking you doing something to try to enlighten and help people, and it could come back to you in a negative way? It comes back as being negative, or people spin it for negative?
People
What's your take on that?
positive. Yeah, I'm going to say if you're doing something positive, then you can't get anything out of it but positive. People will spin it and make it negative, but that's whether you internalize it or not. And you know better than that. You don't let nobody change what it is that you're trying to do. You do what you're doing, and
Right.
then people will either accept it or not, and then you move on to the next thing. You can't dwell on whether or not what when you put out a good product, you
Mm-hmm.
can't dwell on, okay, well, they didn't receive it as good. Child, you move on. You should already be already engulfed in the next thing you're doing. So you don't worry about it.
Right.
If you put out
Hey.
bad energy, it's going to
Mm-hmm.
come back and meet you at the door. You know that.
Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, so sometimes I guess it's the climate that we in, or the area. I say, I told you, to me, and to be honest, and you know me, I think beef sector is a state of mind for me.
Right, because it was never created as a this is not what this used to be. This area wasn't always this.
Mm-hmm.
This area literally was an area of the reviewers. That's what we did. We did reviews and we did tag videos and stuff like that. This whole beefing thing, this is not what this area used to be. This is what it turned into.
And it is what it is, right?
Yeah, when
Basically, it
I
is
didn't
what it
come
is.
here doing, beefing and arguing with people, I was already here. I was
Mm-hmm.
already here. I didn't come over here. I was already here.
Mm-hmm.
This is the area where the blackout came from. This is the area where the stuff that me and Sean did came from. It all came from this area. We didn't leave from somewhere else and come here. All those positive things that we did were here.
So, do you see, by being over here, do you believe that is growth over here, or do you believe that you have to leave in order to grow? Because
I
I'm
have
having a
no,
hard time.
I've never looked back, and I've not gone. My numbers have never gone backwards. My
Right.
numbers are still going forward. I have never had a backwards dip the whole time I've been here. Beefing, not beefing, before I beefed, nothing. I've never had a backwards dip. I've always gone forward. Slow and steady is what I've been doing since I've been here, all 7 years.
So, what would your be? Oh, okay. All right. Hold on, JDunn. I'm sorry, Sabrina. Is that you, baby? I'm sorry. You can unmute. I'm gonna mute for a minute. JDunn, hold on for a minute, sugar.
The name is B. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing?
Hello, Miss B. What would you like to add to the conversation, love?
Okay, so I wanted to talk about what you were saying that things that we put out in the universe will come back to you. And that is a fact in real life. And in my opinion, even though we say that this is entertainment application, but some of the things that we discuss up here on YouTube or other social media, it is pertaining to some things in our own personal life. And sometimes when people are going through in their own personal, in my opinion, it's an outlet where people redirect their anger and bring it online. And then that can make you be mean and malicious towards others because what's happening may possibly, allegedly, be happening in your own personal life. You may not be happy. And so, to like a way of venting, whether deep down in your heart, you may not really mean it to directly geared towards other people, but sometimes that's the only way other people know how to lash out to others because of what they might be facing and don't know how to deal in their real personal life. That's my opinion. You're on mute.
JDunn in a minute. I think people do come here to escape some of their real life going ons. But here's the problem. You come here innocently, just like the other day. I was saying that we build this family, we build this virtual family. Like some of these people you consider to be your virtual family, correct? And we build this family, and we believe in our mind that we could come out and talk about some things to our virtual family, forgetting that this is social media and millions of people will see it, and everybody will not receive you well. So if you come in here and you're doing a story on let's just say incest, I don't know, y'all, I'm just trying to stay away from this incest, say for instance, and you come out here and you tell your story about what happened to you in your younger years in reference to incest, you're telling to spread the word and to let people know and to educate people in case they in this is what I think. You're coming to tell your story so it can inspire someone else to either tell, go to someone and inform them that it's happening to them, or for whatever your intent is in good fashion. However, everyone does not receive it well because they don't like you, the messenger, not the message, but because they don't like you, the messenger, and it can get blown out of proportion and things can happen, that you don't want to happen by you really innocently sharing your story. So I get it, because you think this is your family, this is your virtual family, so you trust that they will receive it well, and you got other people who don't receive it well or choose not to receive it well, and that's where the trouble begins,
Right. I just think it's mentality as well. Everybody is in different walks of life.
Right. You're right. Yeah. JDunn, what's happening? Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Sabrina, not to cut you off. What's happening, JDunn? What's your take on the subject?
Nothing. I had clicked the link because James was talking about how YouTube used to be. Because when I was in college, that's how I found him, Sean, Justin, Jay, Adrian Expression, Scotty, all of these ones that I used to look at before I even started making content myself. And when I used to look at them, no, it was nothing like this. They might go to Blab and cuss each other out over there on Blab. But after they had cussed each other out on Blab, that was the done deal. That was the end of it. So YouTube has not been this way.
Yes and no. Did you know about this, JDunn? Do you remember back? Did you know that Ashley and Justin had a beef?
Yeah, Ashley Miller.
That stuff used to happen. I mean, all these people that people think are like, oh, they're so nice and they don't do. Child, everybody's had their own. The only person that I can honestly say has never had an actual beef or a back and forth with anybody is Forrest Rocks.
That's what I was just about. James, you took the words right out of my mouth, because Forrest
Rocks is the only actual clean YouTube channel. Every other YouTuber I know has had a back and forth with somebody. Scotty, Justin, Funky Dineva, Maddie.
Yeah.
You keep naming them. Ashley Miller and everybody. We love Ashley. The Scorpion Show, they've all had back and forth with somebody. Even people who moved on and they do actual productions have actually, you can go back in the files. In fact, they done had a back and forth with somebody, even down to the original auntie of YouTube, who is not Nika. Nika is not the original auntie of this. It was Much Love from KY.
Oh, Much Love. I went
to JDunn. I know you don't mean it, beautiful. Turn your mic down. You come across really loud. You got a hell of a mic, JDunn.
That's JDunn is loud. JDunn is.
Oh, JDunn. I was about to say JDunn. Yeah, tell me where you got that mic from.
That's JDunn, especially when she get excited.
Oh, my bad. I'm gonna whisper, but no, I love Much Love. I love Much Love because I went to both blackouts that they had, and I was just.
That's my sister, and she.
But Much Love didn't come to the blackout. She didn't come to the blackout, which it was unfortunate that I didn't get to meet her at the blackout. But that was whenever I was a subscriber, just like many people were on here. That was before I was even putting content up here. So
Right.
yeah, all I did was come up here to co-sign what James was saying, that it wasn't like this. Like, I went to all types of events to meet everybody. The blackout, Justin J and Adrian did their own event, and people drugged them about their event. I was
Right.
there.
It's
I was
been, I
right
mean,
after
it's
that event.
always been here. Doxing has always been here. Doxing's not new. Doxing
Oh,
has been here.
oh,
Way before any of y'all got here, baby. Doxing was here. And it was just as bad. You know, wasn't no nicer back
mm,
then than it was now. The first person I remember being doxed, it wasn't even her. They doxed her husband,
mm.
who wasn't
Paint,
even on YouTube. Sort of like what happened with me. How they doxed my brother. My brother don't come on
yeah,
YouTube.
has nothing to do with Painted Lip has a perfect point here. Let's stay here for a minute. People beef in the makeup sector, the mukbang sector, fitness, true crime sector. When the beef is over, they have their original content. Only a few people in the beef sector have that, and that's a fact. Painted Lips. That's
Right.
the problem. I think Jay Wilson. I heard someone say Jay Wilson said it before, and James, it might have been you too. I don't know who said it, but they said the problem is people don't know when to stop the beefing with each other. Normally, a beef doesn't last what 30 days. It's not an
No, I don't.
ongoing
I don't
thing.
agree to that. I don't agree
Well,
to that.
okay, it might
There
have
is
been
no
Jay
rule
Wilson.
for beefing. There's no rules to beefing. See, that's the part of life that's real life. There's no rules to beefing. You can't come over here and smack me and tell me, oh, in this area, we smack each other, and then you get to smack them back, and then it's over. No, you
Thank
can't tell me
you.
that that's how I go, because see, where I come from, if you smack me, it's a whole drag out fight. So I don't agree with that at all. I don't
Okay,
agree with that at all.
so you
Just
don't
like the
think?
same thing that Miss B said, that's true for some, but not
Mhm,
true for all. See,
mhm.
I am a reactor. I'm not an attacker. If you do something, I'll react, but I don't just go attack people. I don't. And I haven't changed. And I've been here this whole time. If you go back to video that I did in 2014, ain't nothing changed. It's like the same James. I said back
Right.
then, don't
You are.
try to push me around. Don't try to slickly say stuff to me and think I'm not going to respond. I am. And that's when I didn't have but 5 subscribers.
Because that's who you are.
And I was the same
Mhm.
at 5,000. I was the same at 15,000. And I'm the same now at 30,000.
You
I
are.
may
You are.
react. I
I
may not
remember
react.
you.
9 times out of 10, I'll react.
What did you say,
I don't
boss
like
challenge?
being
Oh,
bullied. I grew up
hold
as a gay man.
Oh,
I don't like being
Miss
bullied.
B.
hold on. You was over talking, beautiful. Hold on 1 minute. James, where you finish?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead,
I'm
boss's
sorry, it's
channel.
a delay. I'm sorry, it's a delay.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. When someone is speaking, then you will see that their mic is unmuted. When they finish speaking, mute your mic, okay? And that way we all will know when someone is speaking. So I'm going to mute my mic. Go ahead.
Okay, my turn. Oh, I was gonna say, Mr. Spillet Boy, you are correct. You are the first person how I started watching YouTube, by watching you. And that's when I discovered what a YouTube was, to be honest with you. Then follow it, Mr. Bradley. You know, y'all are the two original in my eyes that I knew of and knew what YouTube really was. And YouTube wasn't getting paid back then. Y'all was just coming on doing your thing, and it was so entertaining and very fun, and it was in a good space, you know. And a lot has changed since then, but I will say you have never changed. You have always been the same.
Yeah, the monetization thing is so funny because back then we didn't know nothing about well, I didn't know when I came. I don't speak for me. I didn't know about the whole monetization process or any of that stuff. It wasn't as simple as just get 1,000 people and then you need the 4,000 hours. No, back then you literally had to be invited by the company to become a partner. You would get an email. I literally ignored the email for 6 months I was like, I thought it was spam. I thought somebody was just lying and playing games. I ignored it for like 6 months. And then I finally answered the email. And that's how I ended up being monetized. So it wasn't as simple back then. But when I came to YouTube, at the request of really a friend of mine who's not even on YouTube. I came over here to review RuPaul's Drag Race. That's what I came for. That was it. And there was no money or anything like that. So I came and I pretty much stayed that same way. So you said beefing for dollars. No, I don't beef for dollars. I beef because you done pissed me off. I don't beef for dollars. Now, in the midst of it, I do get dollars from it. But no, I don't beef for dollars. I make my money anyway. My money is not built on beefing. My money is built on what I came in here for. I make my money doing reviews and just talking and just being me. Always have.
I agree. I agree that you don't always be for dollars. Now I have to say, because you have so many things going on, you do the reviews, the kitchen table talk, and it's not always beefing or it's not always a cleanup. So I'm gonna agree with that. But Sassy made a great point. Tell me how you feel about this, JDunn, and I'm gonna start with you. Sassy said, and this is sad, I don't see other sectors using subbies for content either. Now they're doxing and using other subbies for content. How you feel about that? Starting with JDunn.
How I feel about that is if a subby is clicking a link to get up there and speak on somebody's platform, that makes them a content creator. Now they can say, "Oh, I'm not making them a coin about this," but if you jumping up there saying everything about everybody else, then you have become a content creator because you clicked the link. It's plain and simple. To be honest, I was a subby up until I first called into Sean Bradley's live. And my first call in is when I felt like I was a content creator, even though I was making no content whatsoever. But because I called in, then that's when people started coming at me. And when they started coming at me, I said, well, wait a minute, let me start uploading more content to defend myself up on my damn channel. Because again, I was a subby, just a subscriber, had been here watching all of them. As long as like the first blackout, the dang old first Vegas gate, I was there whenever Sean and James had went to New Orleans, because I even had told Sean on the video that they should have let me know, because I would have had tried to meet them there so that I could meet them. And so my thing is, anytime a subby inserts themselves and gets up there and talk, you are no longer a subby. All I did was call a phone number, and I stopped being a subby because I called in.
Okay, let me ask you a question about that. So do you think perhaps the panels, being able to use these panels have made it more dangerous for subbies? James, I'll start with you.
Well, again, they're not subbies. They're not subbies. Everybody here has the exact same thing. When you log in, you can actually go ahead and do a video. All you got to do is press record. So when you get on and you start, I hear people they get up. I've had issues where a person has literally been into it with me and said, I'm not even a content creator. I'm a subby. I just came up here and gave my commentary. Bingo. You came up here and gave your commentary. You are no longer just a subby. You giving commentary. You're not commenting. See, when you used to just leave a comment, that's what subbies do. They leave a comment in the comment section. The comment section is for subscribers. The screen is for people who want to be engaged. Now, I mean, the lines have been blurred since we got the ability to go live now. But because you're kind of just like doing comments in real time, but when you start running down through the whole whatever, when you start considering that you're giving your commentary, you are exactly as I am. You're exactly as I am. And even when you were leaving comments in the comment section, we could respond back to you. Nowhere in the world can you go and think you could just say whatever you want and no one's going to say anything back to you. You can't even go to church and just say whatever you want and literally think that nobody's going to say anything back. Like, come on, let's be real.
I actually do agree. I agree with what James saying because yeah, it used to be a time where there wasn't even a such thing as live.
No,
I
that
was
was just
following all of them
a year
when
and a
live,
half ago.
right when live came, when the super chats came, when all that came. It used to be a time where you just had to talk to your damn self and upload the video. And I used to watch everybody when they talked to themselves, upload the video, and that was it. And I never was a person to leave comments because that's just not what I did. I went there to listen to what other people had to say. But it just so happened once the feature changed and people started doing call-ins, I made my first call-in, and my first call-in was on Sean's. And when I tell you the sound of my voice made everybody up in his chat eat me up alive. And it was just the sound of my voice. And that's when I started making commentary actually on here after that fact. But yeah, you can't just jump on here and say, oh, I'm about to say XYZ about somebody, but then say you just a subby. No, you can't do that.
May I say something? May I speak?
I'm sorry, I'm muted. Wait a minute. And let me introduce Black Butterfly, and then I'll come back to you, Miss B. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead, Sassy Black Butterfly. Welcome to the panel. What's your take on it? You were saying, Sassy?
Girl, now I'm on
Sassy?
mute. Okay, you didn't gave me the mute bug.
Oh, no,
Sorry
no.
about
Go ahead.
sorry about that, y'all.
No,
Hey, Miss
let me
B.
tell you. Wait, hold on, baby. Let me tell you what it's about. If you're speaking, then the other people will mute. When you finish speaking, then someone else will unmute and they'll speak. But if we don't do that, then everyone is going to talk at the same time.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead,
totally
Sassy.
got it. I was just being silly because I put
Oh,
myself on mute because I heard. Yeah, I was just being sarcastic,
okay.
a
I'll mute.
sassy.
I'll mute.
Hey, y'all! Happy Friday. So yeah, I definitely disagree. With JDunn, I think totally, and with James, I think partially. I don't ever say that I'm just a subby when I click a link. I know that I'm giving commentary. However, I know the type of commentary that I'm giving. So I think that one of the reasons why I 100% disagree with Jay Dunn is because you said I called into a show and just the sound of my voice got them so upset. I have a difficult time believing that because I've heard you speak. And although I enjoy your shenanigans from time to time, they are just that. They're shenanigans. And you're bombastic by nature or in nature, right? So therefore you made yourself content, in my opinion. I was more
Sassy,
so. Go ahead.
sassy, because you opening up a dialogue with me. Actually, when I first started contacting these shows, I was in damn college, trying to get my own self together, trying to get my own life
Well, what does
together.
that have to
I,
do with me? I'm not being
no,
disrespectful, but I just want to keep it on
no,
track. What does that initially have
well,
to
no,
do with you calling into
well,
the show and possibly
I
being
will get,
bombastic?
I will get to that if you allow me
Well,
to speak.
let me just finish then, because I'm not going to stay up here long because I understand. I interrupted
You
you
know,
guys, so
you trying to call me out as being bombastic and all this kind of stuff.
that's
When
my
I
opinion,
started
Jay Dunn. It's
showing
not a
James
negative
whenever
opinion
I was
on you.
26 years old.
No, it's not a negative opinion, and I'm sorry that you
Jay
took it
Dunn
that way.
and
It's
Sassy. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Just like anybody else, we don't do that over there. Jay Dunn, let her finish, and then I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you respond, okay? But we
Okay.
gonna keep it cute. We gonna keep it cute, else
yeah,
I am gonna kick you off the panel. Go ahead, Sassy.
yeah, Jay Dunn. It's not. That's my opinion about you and how you get at it. You know what I'm saying? I don't
That
know
was
how.
an assumption, though.
That was what, hon?
It was in a.
Oh, you're going in and out for me. I don't know if that's me or you.
She's not going in and out. Jay Dunn, I asked you to let Sassy
Oh,
finish, and then I'm gonna let you respond, baby. Now
You
mute
just
yourself.
asked me something. Okay.
No, no, no. She wasn't finished. I'm gonna let you respond now. Go ahead, keep it cute. No, go ahead, Sassy.
yeah, so that's just my opinion. And I'm not being argumentative at all. I mean, we all have opinions of how people present themselves on here. But that's one of the I just wanted to be clear that that's one of the reasons why I disagreed with your statement, is because I felt like people that do click links or call in and they are, they speak in a certain tone or manner, they're making themselves content. Well, I was more so, obviously it's a personal thing too, right? I was saying that when I go to the church sector, or I really don't really hang out a lot in YouTube, but I was in the church sector a lot before I came to the beef sector. I can call in and give my analysis or my commentary. I can type in the chat. Nobody's trying to dox me. Nobody's thinking that my opinion about this bishop or this prophet or whatever, they're not taking it personal. We're just agreeing to, either we're agreeing to agree or we're agreeing to disagree. So my statement, because I wasn't being overly aggressive or bombastic or cursing people out or calling people out of their name, or I wasn't doing any of that. So I was in a protected status. You know what I'm saying? And over here, I'm saying I feel like anything can be used for beefing purposes and content. And that's the difference that I see in this sector versus other sectors. I'm done,
Thank,
y'all.
thank you, Sassy. Mute yourself. JDunn, you could respond, because let JDunn respond to that. And let's keep it cute, y'all, because to me, to use the word sassy, bombastic, when you describe JDunn, that to me is going to create a different type of
Okay.
dialogue. I'm
Okay.
telling you, beautiful. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So that's the thing. What I was trying to say was Sassy got up here making a whole assumption about me and why I even called in the first time. The first time I ever called into anybody's platforms, Sean's platform was the one that I called into, because it was the whole T.S. Madison and Kaya fallout. But that was whenever they were in court, actually going to court. Now, I was newly moved to Atlanta from New Orleans. And I heard people speaking about it in my real everyday life, about the fact that Michelle Brown and T.S. Madison had took Kaya to court. So my first call in was not me being bombastic. That was you making an assumption that that's what you think that I called in for. What I initially called in for was to speak about the fact that I was living in the same city of where everything was going down. And I gave my opinion, but I posed the question to Sean, because at that particular point, it was a question on whether or not Kaya was homophobic because of what she was saying to T.S. Madison, and whether or not T.S. Madison had an issue with women because of the things T.S. Madison was saying about Kaya. I called into Sean and asked him, well, first off, because the way his commentary was going, some of the stuff I didn't agree with. And I called in and I asked him, well, are you gay first or are you black first? And the reason why I asked him that was because you cannot speak about somebody saying, oh, they a woman first before they gay first, or they gay first before they a woman first, all this kind of stuff. So I was actually having a debate. I was not cussing anybody out. Absolutely not. I came there with a concrete question, and because of the sound of my voice, just like what I said, the chat started coming at me.
And can I ask you, what is your definition of bombastic? JDunn?
She's muted.
Okay.
Mz.Teavalocity muted me, even though
No,
you
no,
was
no.
asking me a
My
question.
mistake. Hold on, JDunn. She asked you, what is your definition of bombastic, baby? That's what Sassy asked you. I'm gonna mute again.
I
Go ahead.
absolutely I absolutely don't have any definition for that, because I didn't come up here trying to use adjectives to explain everybody else on here and what they said, or the validity of what they came here to say. So I don't have a definition to give you about that, because you were the one that brought up that adjective when you jumped up here, not me.
Okay.
Okay. So you took
May I
it
say?
to be something somewhat you took it to be somewhat oh Jesus, y'all done threw me up because y'all know wait, you took it to be somewhat a bad description of you. I know what I'm trying to say, it won't come out. A bad description, right? Of
Very,
you,
very
JDunn.
much so. Because this
Okay.
woman again is speaking as if she knows me.
Well,
When
no.
I just got up here and said that I followed all of them when I was in college.
Thank you, Pink Sugar. Thank you. You took it as to be negative meaning. Okay, thank you, baby. That's
So,
what
and
I was trying to get
I
out.
want to, now this will be my third time because I'm hoping that you will be able to hear me because I sincerely apologize. I didn't come up here to make you upset. But again, using a word that I guess, even though you don't particularly may not understand the true meaning of it, it sounds aggressive. So that's my bad. I don't know you, but I do know, the persona, the J Dunn persona.
From
And I,
2018, from 2018. But we are really talking about the fact that I used to follow James now in 2013 and 2014. So I'm trying to figure out how a 5 year time frame can go about, and you jumped on here trying to say that you know me.
I didn't say that I know you. I didn't. And I apologize if it came across that way. I don't know you personally. I said I know the J Dunn persona. And I was trying to I really was not trying to be negative. So again, I can't do anything but apologize for making you feel this way because it was my word. That's all I can do, J Dunn. And just say that that is what I think. That is what I think. I think that you are bombastic in nature, but I won't ever say it again because it is triggering you to be like it's a negative thing. But for me, it's just, it is what it is. But I
The
didn't
chat
plan.
is saying that it's a negative. You used it
It's,
specifically because you knew that it was a negative.
No, I
no, I
don't. That's
think
not the
it's
way that
just
I talk.
loud. I think let me just tell you my definition of what I think it means. Just loud. I don't know. Could somebody give me the definition, please? Because it sounds like she mean you just loud in nature, but I could be wrong. It
Well,
is kind of worried, and she took it negatively. And we don't, and she apologized, they Jay Dunn, and to be honest, is nothing more, sweetheart, she can do. Do you accept the apology and we move on?
That's fine. But
Thank
I
you.
just came on here to talk about old YouTube with James, not to have this lady come up here and use whatever adjective she want to use to describe me.
Right. I
So
got
that's
that.
all I got to say.
It means loud with no meaning. Okay. So it could be a little negative, but she apologized. So we're gonna move on. So Sassy, you were saying that you don't think it's fair that when you are Jay Dunn, don't go. Jay Dunn,
and
don't
it
go.
doesn't
I don't
mean it. I'm sorry, Pink. It doesn't mean loud with no meaning. It
it
actually,
does mean loud with no meaning, sweetheart. It does mean that. Loud
it
with no
actually
meaning,
means wordy.
inflated.
Well, overly wordy, pompous, pretentious. Those are other adjectives that
Okay.
bombastic. Like it's just
Okay.
a person who has something to say, and they're saying it with their chest. If we want to be like layman's terms.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So she got Jay Dunn. Please don't leave. See, that's what I don't want her to do. Don't leave because nothing was
Um,
meant to be
No.
inflammatory, or I don't believe it was. I believe you was just saying what you thought about
And we've
her
spoken several
persona.
times. We've spoken, Jay
Okay.
Dunn and I have spoken several times. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that I should get some type of, benefit of
Fair.
the doubt. I don't, this is not our first time speaking.
I
Miss
think
So,
T.
perhaps I think maybe her phone or something died. She'll come back. Jay Dunn she's a tough one. She'll come back. You good, Sassy. Sassy, mute yourself for 1 minute. Yes, Miss B, it's your turn. You wanted to
Okay,
respond.
well, I'm sorry this, happened, but I wanted to say something positive. When you always hearing something negative and perception, as you said earlier, Miss T Velocity, perception is everything. And sometimes the way that we may put things out may not be what is really meant to try to get the message across. And I want to say sincerely about Jay Dunn, I want to say the good things that I do see in her. And this is not about a Jay Dunn platform that, but I just wanted to bring it back in a positive way that I see a lot of talent in her, not about the the drama or anything like that. She is very talented. She can actually really, from my perspective of her, I could see her putting this whole YouTube drama together, and she is in film. And I see her, if she were to put that in a positive way, uh, she can go a long way, you know. But it's just when you always hearing someone saying things that you are not, or people perceiving things that, as she said, that you don't know that person, is what they see and it's perception. But we need to also look at the good things in people and not always the negativity. That's all I want to say.
Thank you
That's
for that. Now listen, what this is not going to be, so I'm gonna cut this out right now. This is not going to be a drag JDunn is about JDunn. This is not a feeling thing. We all was talking about something different, and we're gonna keep that dialogue here. So whatever transpired a few minutes ago is over now. So we don't need everybody to comment on it. Okay, let it go, because I
Yes, I'm
don't think it
going.
was done
I'm
as
done.
harm. Mute yourself, baby. I'm speaking. I don't think it was done in harm, and she apologized, and we need to move on. That's what I'm not going to do. Make this a JDunn show. See, it's not going there. Okay, go ahead, baby. Go ahead, Andrea.
Good morning. One thing that I would like to see people stop doing is telling someone that their feelings are not valid. I don't think they meant it like that. You took it wrong. I'm sorry if I made you feel that way. When you use your words, they have power. So basically, I'm going to break it down like this. You say it's over, I understand, but I would like to share a little bit of a lesson on how these things break down. When the word was used, not just think about the word itself, think about the meaning, which is that's like saying, so and so, you're loud. So and so, you're pompous. So and so, you have little meaning. So and so, basically, you're not really adding. It's not just the word. Somebody will know if someone says, hey, they took it that way, but then people say, oh, you're always yelling. Oh, you're always mad. Oh, you're always upset. People have a right to decide what ticks them off. It's their boundary. We can't tell someone where their boundary is, and we can keep peace on these panels if we could say, hey, you took it that way. I'm really sorry. Maybe I should say it another way and be over it. But don't sit and tell somebody, oh, you're wrong for how you feel. You're wrong for thinking that way. We're not going to feel the same, and we're not going to think the same. So we really have to respect other people's opinions and their thoughts. And true opinions don't involve insult or trying to lower someone as compared to you. An opinion is just what I'm saying. It's an opinion. I'm not dogging anybody out by saying this opinion. I'm just saying this is what I think, but I don't have to say, I think you were trying to do this and you are. When you go to you are, that is that you've lost your opinion. So that's it. I'm going back to work.
Okay, I think that was meant for me. I think that was meant for me. But go ahead. Okay. Go ahead, Sassy. Who was gonna pick it up, James or Sassy? Go ahead, James, because we was going in a different direction.
That wasn't for you. That was for you and for Sassy.
I know, but I know it was
That
meant for
was for
me
you
as
and for
well.
Sassy.
Okay.
And that is a beautiful transition, Andrea. Yes, I do see you as a content creator. And it's more of I respect you as a content creator because you play a large part in what goes on with Mz.Teavalocity's channel. You're her producer.
She
So I
is.
respect you as just as much. I look at y'all like a 50-50 deal. So I do actually look at you as a content creator. That's what she says. She says, I'm not a content creator, but I do look at you with the respect of a content creator.
Mm-hmm.
You play just as much part of it as she does. So your words, they're very thick. Your words actually have meaning. I look at you just like I look at the rest of the creators.
She's very valuable to me. I told you that before too when we spoke. She's very
So you
valuable
didn't have
to
to
me.
tell me. I'll be over here watching.
And she puts me in my place. Okay, I'm gonna mute now.
Okay, so listen. Let's Sassy, you got something else to say about this situation? Because I'm going to transition out of this altogether.
Feelings, and by somebody I mean JDunn, because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not ever coming somewhere to hurt somebody's feelings, but the things that I'm saying, that even if I feel that they are the truth, they can be hurtful sometimes even without me knowing it, right? So I'm gonna sincerely apologize. And so I think that, for me, that's the exclamation point. That's all. That's it. I can't do anything else. So that's where I stand on it. So, my, again, I listen, that's not my thing, but in my truth, sometimes, I'm surely going to make people upset. That's all. I'm waiting for you to transition. That's all. That's
but
all.
and I'm
But
gonna
I
give
don't,
this.
I feel like, oh, like I do feel like that when this kind of stuff happens. I'm like, oh no, that's not what I wanted. I just wanted us to have a dialogue, because sometimes I'm thinking that people are thinking the same thing that I'm thinking. Like if I say I don't have anything to say. Like the other day, me and Miss T were talking, and she said she was an Aquarius, and I have very close Aquarius to me.
Mhm.
And I made a sarcastic joke, and I said, "Ooh, girl, I know about you, Aquarius." And she didn't say, "Well, what do you mean?" Now I know, me saying that and bombastic, you guys are saying, are maybe different, but she could have, I guess, gotten offended, but she just started snickering and laughing, and it gave me so much joy, because I know that's what my Aquarius would have done in my life, and they would have been like, "Girl, yeah, we know y'all got to rein us back." And it was a really cool conversation. So it wasn't. I don't say the things that I say to be negative. They have been my experience, so I'm just speaking truthfully. That's kind of where I was going for. If I can give Jay Dunn like a one more example of what I was talking about, and what I was assuming that was going to happen on her end, is for us to talk about the difference in subbies and different type of panelists. That's where I was going, not to insult.
Oh, I'm busy. I'm steady talking, y'all. I'm sorry.
You
Thank you,
don't play the
Sassy.
mute thing very well.
Okay, go ahead and transition us, because we were trying to see how do subbies feel, and Sassy Black Butterfly came up here as a subby saying, and we had people in the audience saying it's not fair that now they're getting doxxed and they are being labeled content creator, but you made it perfectly clear on why these people are being labeled and seen as content creators. So go ahead and transition, James. I'll mute now.
Oh, I don't know. Where are we going? Where do you want to go, honey? Or are we staying here? Because it done got a little.
Yeah, no. We're not good. We're good. So you saying when people jump on panels, because I saw it in here that when they jump on panels, basically they opening themselves up when they speak about something, they inserting themselves into what we call the beef or the mess. And then
Right. Well, because what is your intentions? When you jump on a panel in real time, especially if a content creator is, if there's somebody speaking about a content creator, if that person is in the chat, what is it that what do you expect to happen? Like, I mean, let's be real. Let's not play with each other here. If you get up and you say something derogatory or something that ain't real cute about me, or you up there amen and something, and I'm sitting in the chat, where is it that you think it's supposed to go?
somebody say you become a target. I agree.
And no, do you become a target, or are you putting yourself, are you, I mean, did you just enter yourself into it? Like, because there's, when you get up and you insult a person, there's no such thing as you became a target. You didn't become a target because you're not a victim. You're not a victim. You're up there victimizing someone else. You're inserting yourself into something that has nothing to do with you. Talking about you giving your opinion. You want to be counted. You want people to take, because I mean, that's the worst thing in the world for somebody to say, "Shall nobody care nothing about what you're talking about." That will make you feel a kind of way, correct? You
That's
got on
correct.
the panel and everybody got just quieted. Try anybody think about what you're talking about. You would feel some type of way. When you jump on a panel and you start dragging, talking about you giving your commentary, you're going up for giggles and laughs, right?
You're right. I agree.
So
I
giggles and
agree.
laughs cost. Giggles and laughs cost. They do.
But do it
Anytime
cost
I
you?
make people giggle and laugh at you, there's a chance that either you gonna cuss me out, people that like you are gonna cut. Ain't even a chance it's gonna happen. There's generally a video or in the comments, there's people who like the other person that's gonna cuss me out.
So you saying when you get up on panels or you make a comment and you engage in the chat, you opening yourself up to be doxxed? Is that, I mean, is that really right?
You're opening yourself up for whatever happens in this. You're no better than anyone. And I think the word that it goes perfect with my sister Dimples, you're not protected. When you get on the panel, from the moment that the camera does this, you are no longer protected. You're not protected. You are fair game, whether it be to be cursed out while this is going on, to have a video done about you afterwards. You're no longer protected.
I agree. Sassy, what you think about that?
Come on, Sassy, because you know where we met at.
Oh, I'm mute. I said, and that's why I said I partially agree with James, because of course, I mean, how can you deny what he's saying is absolutely the truth? Some of these panelists are clicking the links to be nasty and dirty and vile and vulgar sometimes. Like, I'm like, okay, you want the smoke. That's what we call it, right? You want the smoke. So then you can't determine what kind of smoke you get, right? It might be a little smoldering trash can fire, or honey, it might be the whole forest is burning down. Who knows? The other part of that is, what about the panelists that are just conversationalists? They're not shit starters. Excuse my French.
No,
They're not people that are, vile or vulgar or are negative or try to curse people out. They can curse you out, but that's 10% of what they do on a panel. What about those panelists? Are they like, I mean, because let me finish this sentence or the thought. It's because I'm asking that question because before I started clicking links, I didn't have any assumption about it, or I didn't have any interpretation, like nothing. Like, I'm a conversationalist. Oh, okay, I got something to say. I know how I handle myself. Like I said, 10% of the time I'm gonna say something that somebody don't like. I'll deal with it. Like I'm gonna in a mature way, and hopefully they'll understand. And but what's the thought? I would now, after clicking the link and not even being that type of person, not being, if we just use Dimples, I'm not a Dimples. I don't curse people out, blah, blah, blah.
Is this you, No More Stormy Clouds?
It's me.
Okay.
Hey, I would never advise a new subby or a new person from the chat to click a link. If they ask me personally, because that's what it's gone to, because everybody puts all of us in the same box to me sometimes, in regards to everybody can get it, even if you're not looking for the smoke.
Question. I got a question.
Go ahead.
For Painted Lips. Painted Lips is making the point that in other sectors, people don't ruin the lives of those in the chat. They don't try. Are the people in the chat trying to ruin the lives of the people on the screen, though? See, it's all about action and reaction. So I don't know. I can't just bow down to that, Painted Lips. I can't. Because if people in the chat are being defamatory, and slanderous to the people who are on the screen, I promise you, they getting the same thing over in the other sectors too. And a lot of things go on in the other sectors, y'all ain't seen. Your eyes have not seen and your ears have not heard the things that go on in those other sectors. There's real money in those other sectors. Real money. You start talking about those gamers and those mukbangers, they're making real money. And when you're making real money, baby, they calling the FBI. They having the cops are showing up at folks' houses and all kind of stuff over there. So are you really paying attention to what's going on over there? And there's a lot of people in this section that cross the line. I don't even know really too many chats that I go in that somebody ain't trying me. I mean, straight coming from my neck. See, I ain't talking about what I think I be seeing. I'm talking about what I live day to day coming down here with y'all. I come in the chat just to chill and be around the people. And baby, they come for me, honey. I sit in chats, people talk about my mama, my children, my life, my lifestyle, my finances. Comes from my neck. All because I came and sat in the chat. And then when I react, tell me, well, why would you react? You got all these subscribers. So again, now you're telling me that you really want me to act like you're not important, like you don't matter. But if I do that, then it'll be flipped like, oh, he looks down upon us. Well, which one is it, y'all? Which one is it? I've been dragged in here. I was being dragged in here this morning.
I wasn't dragging you. Yeah. I
was being dragged in your chat this morning.
I saw what was going on. I did see what was going on.
And it ain't no big deal. I mean, this comes with the territory.
But that's y'all love banter.
No, that ain't no love banter. and we're gonna stop even calling it that, because it really isn't cute. It really isn't cute. It really ain't even about anything. What's it really about? That's why I asked some questions to the young man today. What, you seem so unhappy in this sector. Why do you keep coming back?
We gonna get to that too. Hold that thought. Welcome to the panel. No more stormy clouds. How are you, sweetheart? Thanks for joining us.
No problem. Can you hear me okay?
You sound real clear. Go ahead. What's your take on the topics?
What I've learned is I agree with what Sassy said and what James is saying. But I also wanted to clarify what I said. When I said you become a target, you become a willing target, because once you enter into a fight and you start getting punched in your face and uppercutted and roundhouse, you can't get mad because you started it, especially if you hop on a panel and you just start going at a content creator, or even if you're in a comment section and you see a content creator that you don't like, and you just start hurling insults, you're going to get cursed out pretty much. Because now for me, I can never be a content creator. I cannot deal with the crap that you guys deal with, because I can't do court. I can't do police. I'm not altogether up there. But can you imagine being a content creator and you log on and you turn on your computer and people are like hurling insults at you 24/7? That has to be hard. So when you're a subscriber, and if you don't want to get in the middle of that, the best thing to do, like for example, sometimes you may see your favorite content creator, they get into it and they start arguing. If you like both of them, the best thing to do is to just shut up and just watch. Don't pick sides, because you may end up looking stupid and then you put yourself in the line of fire. So that's one thing that I learned. I also learned that it's okay to jump on a panel if you're keeping it positive. Like this live right now, nobody, well, I wasn't here earlier, but right now, if you hop on a panel and you're just talking, chilling, and vibing, I don't see anything wrong with that. But once you start being mean and evil, then you pretty much put a target on your back, and you got to expect what's gonna come. You may be doxxed, you may get cursed out. It happens. It's rules to the YouTube game, is what I'm realizing. So That's all I wanted to say. Oh, and James, I got my mask, and I wanted to thank you for it. I
Oh,
really
thank you,
appreciate
baby.
it.
No
But yeah,
problem.
so
Thank you for your support.
that's all I wanted to say. So yeah, I try not to be that panel hopper that gets cursed out. I don't I don't have the heart. I don't have a heart for it. I don't see how some people do it. I can't
But
do
wait, no
it.
more Stormy, because James made a good point though. Is the
Mhm,
way you get on a panel. Sassy was saying that as
mhm,
well. It's the way I
mhm,
think when we get on the panels what's happening.
mhm.
Listen, I'm gonna allow Rico up here, but let me do some housekeeping right quick.
Uh-oh.
Stay there,
I'm going to
Stormy.
hop
Stay
off.
there. No,
I
you
ain't
can stay
touching
there.
the game
No,
and
no, no.
things.
We
So
I'm
go
got
ahead.
we not Stormy, we don't do that over here. See, I
okay.
could control this. Okay, so hold on.
Okay.
Rico, what's up, baby?
Hey, how
Hold
you
on till
doing?
it's your turn. Hold on till it's your turn. But I do want to say this. I think is a matter of what you say when you hop on a panel,
Mhm,
and that could be it. But like you said, we all open ourselves up, even when we engage, because we don't know how someone perceived what we doing as far as engaging in, especially when you get on a panel and you be messy and you cussing folk out and you talking about people aesthetics, you talk about where they live, the cars they drive, their jobs, and you
mhm,
talking about people, then your ass deserves exactly what you get when people start to dragging you. Now, I don't go for the doxing. Let's keep that clear. I don't go for the doxing. But if you open yourself up to the rest, you can't tell. Over here, they made it perfectly clear. We can't tell people how to fight. Now I'm gonna mute and let Rico say something. And then Sassy, I'm gonna come back to you, beautiful. Hold on.
My name. Yes, first of all, I would like to say good morning, Mz.Teavalocity. Good morning,
Good
Spiller
morning,
Boy. Good
son.
morning, Sassy. Good morning, No More Storms.
Hey,
Okay,
Rico.
so I don't have a long time because I'm trying to get ready to go to a job interview, but I'm just in the comments and I'm just listening to the conversation. Um,
Congratulations on your interview. Let's stop there. Congratulations on your interview. Now you can talk.
oh, thank you, I appreciate it. So he was making James was making comments in the comment section, was asking me like, um am I mad because I don't fit in, or is you mad because you don't fit in or something like that?
That's not
And
what
I
I
wanted
asked.
to just address this. See,
That's not what I
me
asked
being
you. I didn't ask you were you mad at all. I
so
didn't
what
do
was your
any of that.
question in the chat as
Go back and
into
read it.
not
Like, we're
fitting
not
in?
ready to do this. I'm not ready to do this. We're not ready to play Rico's the victim. We're not even going to start it.
I'm not
Okay?
trying to
We're
start
not.
anything. I'm trying to have a
Philosophy,
person. I'm trying
I'm
to
going to
have
let
a
you go
one-on-one
ahead and get it
conversation.
straight
But you
now.
said
Because what
something
we're
in
not
the
doing,
chat,
we're not
so I'm
playing
going to
Rico's the
respond.
victim. I'm not
Wait,
doing it. I'm
Rico.
not doing it.
Wait, Rico. To be honest with you, baby, that's not what this is about. Okay? We're talking about we allowing subbies to voice their opinions on different matters that happens here when you become a subby. You and James got something else going on. So please, Rico, keep it short and don't address James. Address the topics because you made great points. You made great
I'm
points.
addressing the topics at
Okay,
hand, but
baby.
it was also comments in the comment section while I was watching. Like I said,
Okay.
I, I I'm going to respond, and I said
Okay.
I'm going to do it on my live.
Okay.
But
All
I'm
right.
feeling like if you're going to address me in the comment section, don't just how we talking about panelists coming on the panel. If you're addressing me and I'm coming up on the panel to address
Mhm.
you back for the comments that you said, I have every right.
You do. You do.
You know
So
why I
that's
But
got
what
down
I'm
in the
talking
comments
about.
and addressed you in the comments? Because I was
So
on the panel.
I just
You
want
know
to
why
put it
I
like
got in
this.
the comments
At
and
the end of the
addressed
day,
you?
Mr. Velocity. At the
hey,
end of the day, Mr. Velocity, I just want to say this, and I'm
Yeah,
about to
you
go.
just wanted to go make a video, so go do it. Bye.
No,
Bye.
I don't.
You.
I don't have to
Go
make
make
a
a
video.
video, Rico. Ain't
sweetheart,
nobody in
go
the
ahead.
mood for it
What
today.
Oh
was you
my
going
Go
to
God,
make
tell
your
me?
Mr.
video.
Velocity, I
Bye.
don't have time for this. Like,
Bye.
I really don't. I'm not
Bye,
trying to
girl.
argue
Listen,
Go make your
this
video.
morning. Okay.
listen,
Go make your video.
Rico,
Go brag mama, baby. You got your,
Rico,
there's your weekend, there's
Rico,
your weekend coins. Bye, girl.
Rico,
Anyway,
Rico, Rico.
Bye.
And that's
Rico,
why motherfuckers
Bye.
spot me. Anyway,
Again,
Rico,
I'm
bye.
sorry, Mz.Teavalocity, but
Goodbye.
Rico,
Goodbye,
I
Stormy.
tried to be
Stop lying.
diplomatic.
Goodbye.
But
Goodbye.
Rico,
you're not
Rico.
going to keep
His
disrespecting
opinion
me.
No,
is
You're
valuable,
not going to keep
and
disrespecting me.
Andrea, but let's be
Rico.
serious here.
Have a
Y'all not
great,
gonna sit
have a
here and
great
act like,
interview.
you know what? Why am I doing this?
No,
Y'all have a great day. I
no,
ain't got
no,
to
no,
do
no.
all
Don't
all
go
this
anywhere,
shit.
spill a blade.
Bye.
Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
James.
Oh Lord. See how stuff could get out of hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could get out of hand. But I don't, that's what I don't want to happen. That's what I don't want to happen. Okay. Sassy, go ahead. Or no more stormy cloud. Go ahead and do somebody go ahead and take over right quick. And go
Sassy
ahead
is.
and say thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Go ahead, Sassy. So you think when the panels are dropped and people come on that you subject yourself to this stuff?
Yeah, I think even inadvertently or unknowingly, I don't think anymore. I don't think anymore that it matters what your intentions are, or what your reputation is, how you talk, how you carry yourself. I don't think it matters. I think that if you misspeak, or if you speak an opinion that is not, that can hurt somebody's feelings or whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you click a link over here in the sector, you can get dragged for filth for the smallest of things. Now, people like to use the examples of the people that are always on the panel, and they're always cursing people out, and they're always being vile and vulgar or negative. They love to use those examples. I rarely see the example of a no more stormy cloud or a sassy, but we can get it too. With the smallest of things, we can get it too. And it's unfortunate, I think.
Mhm. But the good thing is, if we do, the way I look at YouTube, this is just an app on my phone that I can disconnect with one finger. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be dragged and get into arguments. That's one of the good things. We can make an exit as a subscriber, but when you're a content creator,
Exactly.
like with Miss Tiva, it's not that easy. And that's why I know that I can never be a content creator, because you just can't. I mean, I guess you can, Miss Tiva, if you wanted to, like, just say, you know what, I'm done with YouTube, forget it. But as a subscriber, it's a whole hell of a lot easier to just disappear and disconnect. So,
You know what, Stormy, with you saying that, sometimes I do get discouraged just like that. And
oh
I just
no.
say, F it. And I click off. I say, I'm about to leave right now because I don't want to get entangled into a lot of stuff. But you're right. As a subscriber, there is a difference. As content creators, we have to sometimes maintain and untangle the webs that we have weaved or other people have weaved for us to continue on as a content creator. Now, with that being said, back to my bar, and I don't want to use the other one that I was going to go ahead, everybody mute
Okay.
before I have to say some things. I'm a mute now. Do you say this is what they saying? If you hop on platforms, you insert yourself, especially if you being mean, nasty, malicious and vile, then you open for dragging. But most of the times, people won't bother you if you don't get up there with that attitude. And I think we all agree to that. If you just go up on a panel to, speak about something and it's not in a negative way, you don't open yourself up to the drag. And that's what y'all really saying, right?
I'm
Right.
not saying that. No, I'm
Oh,
saying no. I'm not saying that. Actually, I'm saying that in my experience, it doesn't matter. I thought that before. Now, the people who drag and do all that crazy stuff, they may get it worse, but anybody can get it. And I know that from experience now. Anybody. You don't even you're just having a great night's sleep. You're dreaming about black butterflies and beautiful oceans, and you wake up and you're content. And you have no idea why.
On the panel. So she's saying it doesn't matter, James, how you come up there. You could come up there, you could be up there positive, just speaking on something and not being rude, nasty, malicious, or dragging people, and you still get it. So you tell me there's no way around it once you hit a panel,
It is
James?
what it
Well,
is.
I don't see that happens with me. I don't think it happens to everybody, but I don't. Again,
It must happen with some people. I think you go for people when they go for you. This
that's
me.
what I do. I don't. Other people. I don't see people just because you don't know the subscribers. So, like, who's going after subscribers that nobody knows?
Right. You know what? I agree too.
They're not going after you. But if they seen you, if you did it in another, it could have been done on Kelly's panel or on Brianna's panel. Then when you come over to that panel, that's when they caught you. But when you're totally clean and you just ain't did nothing to nobody, ain't nobody going after you. Ain't nobody messing with you.
That's not true, James. I mean,
Sassy.
a small something really small can be like become like this gigantic thing. So to me, I guess my
Are you talking
interpretation
about like a miscommunication or
of all
where?
the exactly any of that miscommunication, things being spun, narratives being, but let's just keep it on one adjective. Even something as small as a miscommunication can become the biggest thing. And in my real life, that's not how I operate. A miscommunication between two adults is we find a resolution, and we find it quickly because we just want to move on. There's nothing to be. What is the issue? You know what I'm saying? Like, or do you just want to make the person content? Did the person really disturb you that much? I mean, I guess that's where my psyche starts to I can't understand that part of it. Like, why can't we just resolve it?
Well, you know what? Now I'm agree with you on that. Hold on, JDunn. I'm agree with you on that part, Sassy, because sometimes I do think what people sometimes you could be in a chat, just let me do it like this. Sometimes you could be in a chat just conversing, engaging and stuff. You may have said something, another person sees you. So when you jump on that platform, whether you say something nice or whatever, you have given them the opportunity to get your ass right where they see you. And I think that happens a lot here. I don't think people just come for you if you hop on a platform and you're not into no mess. I do believe perhaps they have seen you somewhere or they heard you say something somewhere else. And then when they see you on somebody else's panel, it goes from there.
And you know what? I'm trying
Let
not
me
to
mute.
put it on a certain type of person, and I'm not trying to stick it to anybody's name. But it's certain panels that you jump on. If the panel is laced in mess,
Right. There you go.
then
Yep.
what do you want to happen?
Well,
What do you
that's
want to
different.
happen?
We're
It
in
is. I
agreement.
mean, because if we say like where we met each other at Sassy, literally, I mean, come on.
What?
It's called the palm tree segment. It's all based in shade and shit. So
See, I didn't
getting
see
on the
that.
panel, being in the chat, typing, you already guilty. You guilty by being there.
You have spoken a word this morning for me. And that's just confirmation. I didn't see it that way, James. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, even I mean,
I
yeah,
didn't
baby.
see it that way. You have always been cordial with me or to me. And you know what I'm saying? And it's either a kiki or you teaching. We're having a conversation. I don't talk nasty or dirty to people. Like, what just happened with JDunn. I sincerely apologize. That was a misstep on my part, not understanding how she was going to take it. That's just period for me. I can normally move on from those type of things. So it's just the naivety on my part. You hit the nail on the head
Yeah,
because I did
it's
not see it like that.
Yeah.
it
Thank you for
depends
that
on where you
confirmation.
at.
Yeah.
I didn't see it like that. Thank you too, James. Okay, JDunn, it's your turn. Keep it cute, boo boo.
She might be on mute.
JDunn, it's your turn. I took you off mute, baby.
Right. No, I respected the fact that you put me on mute, just like all the times that I did. But the thing is, Sassy, you talking about the littlest thing. Oh, well, this is the littlest thing that you could say or you could do. The fact is, you came and you said and you did it. The fact is, nobody was talking about anything that was negative on here. I was reminiscing with James about the fact that I had followed all of them while I was up and down college. But you brought your rump up here, speaking negativity, trying to assume what I called in about or what I said. You are the prime example of a subscriber, of a subby who will jump on a platform and say stuff out the way that you don't know nothing about, but you think that you know because you're making all types of assumptions. And then if I cuss you out, then I'm the problem. Or if I cuss you out, then I started a beef with you. That's my dang on problem with it. And I'm trying to respect Mz.Teavalocity. That's why I left. But you showed the exact example of what we are talking about and what James is trying to talk about and what Mz.Teavalocity asked me the question about. Subbies that jump on and try to say some bull mess, but then turn around and say, oh, well, I'm just a subby. Or you turned around and tried to assume something when you were not there. You made a whole assumption, and then now you want to say sorry, and people expect for me 30 minutes later to have forgiven what the hell you came up here and did. I didn't come at you. You came at me.
Okay. I mean, and that's the way you feel, and I can't take the way you feel away. I mean, we disagree. I felt like it was I wanted it to become a conversation about the two different type of panelists. But again, you have stated your point, I've read everything you said in the chat, and I mean, there's nothing more I can do, but you heard everything that I had to say about it, and if you don't receive or accept the apology, or in the manner that I meant it, I mean, hey, I can dig it. I got it. I understand where you're coming from. You made yourself very clear.
JDunn, I got a question for you. JDunn, let me unmute you. JDunn, I have a question for you. So, in reference to what we talking about, do you think that's how subbies insert themselves, and it is what it is after they insert themselves on panels or whatever, or make any comments that they open themselves up for the roasting, the gagging, the dragging, the doxing? Do you feel that way, JDunn? Just talking about in general, baby.
I definitely feel that way. Because once Sassy came up here trying to check me about some stuff that she wasn't even on YouTube to know about. She didn't even know what I was talking about when I said that I called into Sean's. But she jumped up here and said that mess. So if I decide to click my live button on my channel and cuss her ass out, she's justified in that. And I don't want nobody telling me that I'm coming after her, that she didn't do nothing wrong, that I'm coming through and saying something about her whenever she the one that came and said something about me. And that's another thing, Sassy, because people send emails all up and through this sector. If somebody send me an email and I decide to click my live button and say whatever in the fuck I want,
JDunn, we don't do that over here, baby.
I apologize, Miss T. I'll give you a cash app. I'm sorry.
No. It ain't. Hold on. It ain't about a money thing. It's about a decorum and a respect. But I hear you. I see how you feel. However, do this for me. Take it off of Sassy and just put it on subbies in general, baby. Okay? So we won't get that tense. Go ahead. I feel you. I respect you. But go ahead.
Right, but I'm saying, okay, so if I decide to click my link on my channel and say whatever, or if somebody done sent me a receipt and I decide to drop the receipt, well, I didn't start nothing. She got up here trying to say something to me, and she want to try to apologize and say, oh, well, I didn't mean it. Well, you should have thought about it before you said it. You should have thought about it before you jumped up here and said it to me. You should have thought about it.
I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you, but I was saying, so basically what you're saying is that...
Yeah, you are interrupting me. That's even disrespectful in itself.
Go ahead, Hannah.
You should have thought about all of that as a subby before you came up here trying to tell me any dang on thing because I was up here not speaking about you. But you jumped up here to try to use adjectives to describe me when I could pick a shitload of adjectives to describe you and you would have a problem with them.
Okay.
Oh,
Now
sorry.
with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna have to take over. Okay, because what I'm not going to do is allow this to be a shit show. We were trying to have a dialogue about people, how subbies feel versus content creators. This has gone somewhere different. I ask you both respectfully to perhaps go ahead and just let it die. Okay, I respect your feelings. I respect Sassy's feeling, but we can't keep beating this dead horse. Okay, Jay? So let's go ahead and move on. Go back to talking about James and how you came to get in this sector. Okay, let this rest. I'm not going to do this, but I'm not going to end my live because I'm going to control my panel. So, JDunn, I ask you respectfully to let it go, and you go ahead and tell us about what you was telling us before all this came about. Can you do that for me, love?
Oh no, I don't have no problem being respectful to
Thank
your
you, baby.
platform. You
So
won't.
you said how you became a content creator because you used to call into Sean Bradley's live and someone said something about your voice. Remind me of what you said, baby, because I don't forgot with all this. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. It was during the T.S. Madison and the Kaya thing where
Mm-hmm.
Kaya, wait, no, T.S. Madison took Kaya and Michelle Brown to court. And they had a whole dang on legal thing out here. And I was just new living out here. And I knew the people in my actual life that was talking about it. And I listened to what Sean said, and I called in to ask a question. Not to be messy, not to drag anybody, because at that particular time, I was finding it hard to feel like I could have a side with either one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because Kaya is a natural born woman, I felt torn because I'm a natural born woman. But because T.S. Madison is in the LGBTQIA community, I felt torn about that as well. And I saw that they was going back and forth and everybody on here was doing commentary. And I'm just like, okay, well, Kaya is the black woman. T.S. Madison is in my community as a gay person. I don't know which way to feel. And Sean was doing a discussion about it and he did call-ins. That was the first and only time that I called into someone because he was doing call-ins about the fact of whether or not T.S. Madison was a woman hater and all that kind of stuff. That's when I called in. I didn't call in to beef with nobody. I didn't call in to cuss nobody out. I didn't call in for none of that. I called in strictly to give my opinion. And I thought that I was engaging the discussion by asking Sean, did he think he was black first or gay first? Because at that particular time, I felt like I was questioning my own self on whether I was a woman first or whether I was lesbian first. Here,
Really? Wow. Really? JDunn,
uh,
you was questioning yourself whether you was a woman first or a lesbian. Let me ask you a question. Do you think StreamYard has created a darker place for content creators, or this YouTube, the area? Do you think StreamYard has contributed to that because we can open up the panels and let people on?
well, yeah, I believe that because it gives more people a voice. But that's the thing. My first time even giving my opinion on here was me calling a phone number. There was
Mm,
no such thing as StreamYard.
mm-hmm, mm.
So I
Okay,
called the phone number.
all right, got you. So now the StreamYard, you think this has created more of a chaos over here than the help over here?
No, I think that it helps pretty well. I
Mm,
was just simply answering your question about the whole thing. Because, and don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that I'm questioning my sexuality. No, it made me sit back and say, okay, am I a woman first or am I gay first? Do I want to side with Kaya with what T.S. Madison is saying,
Oh,
or do I
oh,
want to side with T.S. Madison because I'm a part of the gay community? That's what I'm saying.
mm,
I will never question my sexuality because I've been gay since I was 14. But when I'm looking at the situation and I listen
wow.
to other people put commentary out there, I'm like, okay, well, as a black woman, should I side with Kaya? Or as a gay woman, should I side with T.S. Madison? That's the reason why I called into Sean's show.
Damn, that's deep. Okay, hold on, Jay, because I'm a transition. Keep it there. Keep that thought. James, if you still here, if
I'm here. I wanted to ask a question.
I do
'Cause
too.
this is the first time that I've actually really heard some of where all of that, because I was around for all of it. And one, I never made a video on any of it because I'm friends with TS. So I never made a video at all. But let me ask you, JDunn, do you remember what the court case was actually for? Like, what was the actual fouling? Like, what did they foul against each other? What did they actually go into court and actually fight about? Because it wasn't female versus trans female. Do you remember what they actually went in to court fighting with one another about?
Okay, Mz.Teavalocity unmuted me. No, I'm saying that was the topic of Sean's show. But yeah, I do know what they went to court about because there was a whole discrepancy about the copyright of the name of the Queen's Court.
Right.
I know about that, James. I done been here.
Yeah. But
So that's
it's
the reason why.
amazing to me how that spun. That's amazing. Like how Sassy was talking about spinning, like spinning, how narratives actually spin. And this is the first time, literally, in all this time that I've actually sat down and said, wow, that really did spin like that. They in court about a copyright. And it's spun on the YouTube streets into a us versus them
yeah,
battle that lasts for years and has not gone away yet.
yep, I
That's
do
amazing.
remember that. I do remember that, and it's strange you said that.
I'm
But
so
here's
glad you brought that up today, JDunn, because I hadn't even given that any thought. I've never even looked at it like that. I know is I've always fought against the us against them. I don't like it. I don't like the us against them. I don't like it. I just think it's ridiculous. It just ain't right. I'm not a fan. And I've never made one of those videos. I don't do all my videos about us against them is me telling everybody to stop it. But I'm glad you actually brought that up today, JDunn, to make me actually even think back to that to see where that actually spun out to be what it is.
so
Yeah,
where
and that
did
was
you?
my first call in ever because I had a problem with what I saw going on. And because I embody both of those women, I'm trying to figure out how I feel about what everybody is saying. And
But
that's why I
why?
called in.
But
Well, how
why?
did you
Because
end
that
up
wasn't
feeling?
the
Why?
issue. That
Right.
wasn't the issue. The issue, you shouldn't even have to be, you should have had to ever even approach that. I mean, it's probably a good thing that you did because you need to have that straight in your mind as to where you stand with that. Somewhere in life, you need to understand that about yourself. And I'm not going to tell you which way to feel about that. So that's something that, that's a personal thing. But that situation literally had to do with who the copyright belonged to, who was right and who was wrong. Nothing about sexuality has nothing to do with that situation at all.
Well, I agree with you, James. But that topic that I called in about my first time ever calling in as a subby, the topic was about whether or not gay people hated women or gay
Right.
men hating
Right.
women and stuff
That was
like
the
that.
spin, honey. That was the
Right. And so I called in and I spoke my piece.
That's what it was about. But that's where that started from. That's amazing.
But it's
Yeah.
strange. You know what? I never knew that. That's an interesting topic. So that led you to question how you really felt about being a biological woman or being a lesbian. Huh?
As to
Right.
who should
Because
As
at
as
that
to who you should as to right and wrong. Basically, that's what you're saying, Jay. Or I don't understand it. To me,
Yeah,
it sounds
no,
like.
I'm saying that
Let me
there
see,
was
Jay.
people who was Team Kaya and there were people who was Team TS. And I'm trying to
Absolutely.
figure out which one should I support in this movement, considering the
Oh,
fact that I identify and relate to both.
so let me ask you a question then. In reality and honesty, who did you side with? Since you felt that you had that struggle, that tuggle, who did you side with? Did you side? Did you side with what was right, or your sexuality, or her being on? What? Just
Did
a
he ever
brief,
even
just a
find out
brief
what was right?
synopsis.
Well,
A brief.
no. Well, as far as what I sided with, that's why I called in and asked Sean if he was black first or gay first. Because I felt like there was an issue as far as me having to
Come on,
decide if I was a woman
JDunn.
first. I wonder if it was an issue because I'm a woman first, I'm gay first. So I did. I called in to Sean's and asked, is he black first or is he gay first? And I flipped the conversation to what he.
Oh,
Did he ever answer you?
did you get an answer?
Yeah, he told
He did.
he did. He answered me and he said that he was black first.
Okay, that's politically correct. Okay.
Oh,
And let
Yeah,
me say
that's what he
this.
told me.
hold
Yeah.
on, hold on. Let me do the mute thing. Go ahead, Jay Dunn. Finish up, and then Sassy have something to say.
Okay, well, yeah, so he did answer and he said he was black first. And we
Okay.
had a banter while I was on his phone line calling into his show. And that's whenever people tried to drag me about the sound of my voice and all that kind of stuff. I wasn't beefing with nobody at that time. I was simply asking a question. That's it.
You got
Okay.
beat up because how dare you? That's
Oh,
that's
so
that's what happened. She got beat up because how dare you, honey?
ask him whether he was black or a
How
man
dare
first.
you ask him anything? How dare you?
Oh. Go ahead, Sassy Butterfly.
Dang, I hate Jay Dunn is upset with me because this is what I was talking about, Jay Dunn. I'm sorry that that word bombastic. That's what I was trying to say. That like because you had said that. You said you called in and asked that question, right? To me, that's a very intriguing and I mean, look at the conversation that's coming out of this now, and it's what did you say 5 years later? It's a hot button question. So dang, if I would have said hot button, maybe that would have been a lot different. But nevertheless, that's what when you said it, that's when I clicked the link and I was like, oh, that's the difference to me between, a call in or a subby who clicks the link or calls in with a hot button question that's going to get the people riled up, or you're calling in or you're talking about fluff or funny or whatever. That's the difference of what I meant. And then I said I don't think it was about your voice, it was about the question. And then we kind of got off track, but that's what I meant, because this has, even though it's not going to become a, hopefully this conversation is not a negative, but it is a very interesting, and it could be triggering to some people, like James said, that need to find that space in their own selves of, yes, they are a black woman that is a lesbian. So that's what I meant by that. So thank you for coming back up here and explaining it in detail, because I heard you say that before I clicked the link, the what you said when you called in, and I said, oh,
And that went back to what I was saying before, Sassy. It was where she was at. It was
Yeah.
where she was at.
see, and that's another
If,
thing.
if she'd
Yeah.
have been somewhere else, the conversation would have went different. But
Mm-hmm.
where she was at, she didn't just answer the question. She actually asked questions about the origin of what it is we're talking about, and it was a how dare you, and that's how it spiraled out into the attacks about
Right.
all the other things that didn't matter. She was just being attacked at that point because how dare you?
Well,
Mm.
there's a energy of how dare you, because that's what Jay
Exactly.
Dunn was telling me. How dare me, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, she's really super upset, but I didn't mean to upset her. And that's what she's saying. When she called in, she was just simply asking a question. But they were like, how dare you? So it is this whole, like, gosh, it's just this whole thing that goes on, and you just never know sometimes. You're like, well, dang, that's not what I meant to happen. But
But
it can
one
happen.
good thing came out of it. It actually it created it drew up something in her that made her go push her button and go
Absolutely.
ahead
Always a
and her
positive.
panel. And she's here now. She got years under her belt
That's
of
right.
being a content creator, all because she got attacked. She ended up in the lion's den, and she said, and that's what everybody else.
I was about to say.
Like I
you
just
said that.
and I said, why am I doing this? I know how to fix this.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody could do it.
And you know what? I created my platform because my first mind and my first train of thought was I created my platform because I was in other people's chat and they was blocking me because they didn't want me to disagree with them. And I thought, well, damn, they blocking me. I can't say nothing. I'll just go create my platform. And like you said, anytime that you join YouTube, you can become a content creator just by starting to do, your own thing.
Turn the camera.
Just turn the camera on and go for it.
You ain't got to buy nothing. You ain't got to go get no backdrop. You ain't got to do nothing. You just stand in a corner and turn your phone on, and you are now a content creator.
Yep, and they say, if you think about it, when you join YouTube, it'll say, you'll see it as you a content creator, and you may just have one subby, or it may be just you a content creator. So it's just a matter of pushing.
You have to agree to the terms of the application.
Right.
You create an account to even be able to leave comments. You have to become a content creator to even be able to leave comments, to do a like, to do a subscription. You have to become a content creator.
Thank you. So let me ask you, saying that, people always say, well, when people get on platforms and when they get on panels and they make comments, they always push this down. Why don't you just become a content creator? Go start your own channel. Everybody don't want to start a channel. Everybody don't have to start a channel just to make comments. But know this, you are being considered a content creator when you jump on people panels and you fair game. No matter what you do, I'm like Sassy. You can go up there sometimes, not all the time. You could go up there and be in a positive vibe and say something positive and get attacked because you have been seen somewhere else, or they just don't like your voice or who you are. And you fair game once you hit the button, right? JDunn, you still here?
She over there. You done left comments and under a video and got attacked. It happens when you're in the comments. I see it all the time.
Yep.
I see people come in and leave a comment under one of my videos. They'll leave a comment. I'll go basketball wild. Leave a comment. Somebody don't agree. I'll look. Sometimes there'll be 15, 16 comments under there. And before it get all done, they done told the person all out their name and everything else.
Wow. That's, but you know what though, you guys? I think that makes people think no more stormy clouds. I think too that discourage people from becoming a content creator because they feel like if they become a content creator, they are really opening themselves up for something that they don't want to handle. And I think that way too, because I have heard people say that when people hit the street, they already have doxed them. They are just waiting for them to do something, to drop their information. So you become a target right away, it seems like, James, when you even create a channel. So people are afraid to drop down. Subbies are afraid to drop down because now they are getting doxxed, because a lot of times subbies will get out there to you guys and windmill for certain content creators. So they are throwing themselves in the line of fire just by windmilling for them. And that's the truth.
Can I tell you a secret, honey?
Tell me a secret and I'll mute.
You ain't got to mute.
Well, I'm going to mute.
Fight more than the content creators. The subbies do more swinging than we do. A lot of content creators be sitting back on their behind, don't be doing nothing. Their emails be full. JDunn, am I lying?
No, you're not lying at all. You're not lying at all.
Put it back. Put it back.
No.
Put it back. Why? I'm not going to. I'm not yelling today. Put it back.
You not yelling today?
No, I
Okay.
wasn't going to yell. That's why I ended up leaving because I was getting ready to start yelling and cussing. That's why I laughed. But wait, most people do not like correction. Example: Andrea tried to correct James for over talking Rika, and James checked Andrea and got off the panel. Let's be honest. I didn't even see Andrea correcting me, so that's not true. I didn't even see it. I was concentrating on Rico. So I didn't even see. Here we go. See,
I didn't hear, but I didn't hear. I didn't hear Andrea. I didn't see.
Said.
I didn't see that either.
I stopped myself and left. That's why I left because I said I wasn't getting up here cussing and hollering, going back and forth. Maybe it's me, but I comment very rarely.
That was Andrea. No, that was Andrea.
So if I'm attacked, I don't know about it. I didn't even know that Andrea was correcting me about.
I didn't know she corrected you.
And I'm guilty because I did do it. I did it.
I think so, Tony. I think so, Tony. Because if she did,
and it's not that I can't take correction. It's not that I can't take correction. And let me just be very clear. What I wasn't getting ready to do, because see, we were actually down talking what actually has gone on since Rico came in the room. And I was starting to get pissed. That's why I was like, I don't want to get pissed, and I want to just go ahead and leave it alone. That's why I said, Rico, you knew what you were doing. You were working up to what it was you wanted to do, which was go over and make a video about me this weekend. And I said, go ahead. Why are we ain't got to do all this over here? She already said she don't want no yelling and screaming. She said she don't want that.
Yeah, you didn't do that.
So just go on and make your video. You know what I mean? But what I wasn't getting ready to do, because Miss T was great. Y'all have this thing going. We're not pretty anymore. And I don't feel like that today. I don't feel like that today. So that's why I left. It wasn't about me not wanting to be corrected or not. Or Andrea wasn't even wrong. If she said yes, I was. I don't. Yeah,
no, Andrea didn't correct you. She didn't correct you. That's not true, baby. That's not true.
She wasn't wrong. And
no, she didn't.
Talking.
No, she didn't. Andrea never said anything about that. I'm watching the chat. She never said anything about that. So Simply Living said, I apologize to you, James. I stand corrected.
Okay. So it was no big deal, but I was wrong. I was wrong in that situation because I said I'm not getting ready to get up here and get to yelling and screaming and hollering. But again, like I wasn't going to play that game that y'all wanted to play. And I said, I'm not in the mood today. And I was going to go and I'm going to clean you up. See, that's because I can.
You know what? You know what?
And go on and get it popping. And I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you now, right here, live, what I'm not doing anymore.
Yeah.
But sometimes at a point, you got to take control of the situation.
Yeah.
I'm going to take control of the situation. I'm not playing the nice game with Rico anymore.
Okay.
Just so you know, don't put yourself in it. Just handle your friend and just leave me alone with it. Because from this point going forward, I'm not going to play nice with Rico anymore. I'm going to rip and tear and scratch and pull at Rico. And that's just the way it's going to be. Because it's not cute anymore. It's not cute.
And Mz.Teavalocity, can I say something?
Of course you can, baby.
Okay. So as far as James saying that he was about to get off here and clean Rico up, which I like Rico. Let me say that. I like Rico. But my thing is, people on here that try me, they don't know what the hell day I done had or what I'm going through, or if I happen to be a woman at that particular day. And if I want to PMS out up on you, they'll do it. And that's why I'm trying to figure out why people think that they could come on here and tell me some damn shit. And then when I'm ready to click my live button, then now I'm up in the wrong for clicking it. But either way, we have the options on whether or not we're going to address some stuff or we don't. I just might wait till a day for me to woman. Man, I feel like a woman. I might do that. When I do that, I'm going to come through and I'm going to tell you about it.
I feel like a woman. Okay, so go ahead. Sassy, did you have something to say?
No, I mean JDunn is right. I mean, I've explained myself where I was coming from and what I meant with the proof and everything. But she's right.
But that's
If that was that's what we were talking about. This is a
Mm-hmm.
living example of it. You know, if
Yep.
she is saying that word bombastic was like, oh bitch, no,
Oh
not
Lord,
me. You know, not me, you know.
Lord, Lord,
And so
Lord.
it doesn't matter if she's saying my explanation, or she's not even saying it doesn't matter at this point. She's saying, let me think about it. I don't know. But another good point that she made was, you don't know what people are going through. You don't
Yeah.
know. And that particular, we're not even talking about their life or anything, just that particular day. So that whatever word you choose to use that day could be a major trigger. And
Thank you.
now you in the shit.
Yeah, we
I
in the
get
shit.
it. I get
You
it,
did
you
it,
know.
girl. You did it. And
I
when that live,
did it.
when that live pop on, you gonna be a star.
No, no,
I mean, you
no,
gonna be
no,
a
no, no,
star.
no. No, I'm not trying. I'm not wishing for that.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
hoping. I'm hoping JDunn
These
takes
people.
takes my
No,
apology and my explanation as the truth, because it was, and we can get past this. Because I'm very fond of JDunn. We've had conversations. You know, I mean, I've talked to her on stereo. I talked to her on panels. I mean, I'm not an exceptionally rude person, but in this morning, you know, she didn't like what I had to say.
girl, look at me. Okay, James.
mhm.
James. I will respect that. I appreciate you for respecting me, you as well as Jay Dunn for stepping down before y'all get into a thing with whomever. I really appreciate the respect you have for me because I respect you. And I won't, from this point on, I won't think that you and Rico's banter is friendly. I see that now, gloves
Because
off.
he's saying one thing and
Yeah,
he's doing
leave
another.
it alone. I
Yeah,
respect you. I'm gonna leave it alone. I apologize if I, disrespected because I'm so used
you
to y'all
didn't.
going back and forth.
You didn't.
You
I mean,
toying with.
I've kept it very lighthearted,
Yeah,
but I mean,
you
when we
have.
really get down to it, like, let's be real. We played a game. Everybody feels sorry for Rico. Oh, James. Oh, James. Oh, James. But really, has Rico said anything less than any of the other ops? Because if you really get down to it and you really get into it, the things that Rico says to me are regurgitations of everything that Sean Bradley says and everything that Fi says. Now, let's be real. Let's be real. And I just laugh at him because he's an easy read. So
But you tired of
I take it
laughing?
easy on the kid.
Yeah.
I take it easy on the kid. But yes, I'm tired of laughing because it's not funny. Because even when you came, there's been two different situations where you've come with
Yeah.
these bad stories about my living arrangements and who I am and all this stuff about my finances and all that. And I've literally gave you the chance. I did it on your platform and I also did it on my platform where I sat down and I've cleared up what the misconception was. And you go right back to it. So now you playing in my face.
Too, what I think it is, you guys. I don't think every panel has to be a bad panel. I think sometimes we just have bad players come here and disrupt. And I'm gonna be honest, I think that's exactly what happened because it was going so smooth and it was going good, and we had some missteps along the way. But I really, really appreciate y'all because I wanted to have this conversation before, and I wanted a subby to come up and tell me how they feel along with content creators. And I think you guys made it very, very clear with whatever happened, it doesn't matter. I got what I wanted. I got the results. Because as a subby, Sassy Butterfly was able to say something, and as content creator, you and Jay Dunn, and No More Stormy Cloud came up as well as a subby. And so we got to where I was trying to go. Unfortunately, we had some missteps along the way, but I keep it moving. It ain't that damn serious. But I don't
No.
ever want to offend someone. And I appreciate you all for coming up. And I definitely appreciate you, James, for always collabing with me. I
I know, and
appreciate
that's
that.
what kind of really
And
pushed me over the side with it
but
because I felt like your collaboration that we did the other last week was a waste because
why?
that video. Were you even able to monetize that video,
I
or
don't.
did
Yeah, I
yeah?
monetized it, but I didn't hit 1,000. I
Okay,
didn't hit 1,000.
because in grand scheme of the thing, the collaboration on, if you want to be real, I sat back and I thought about it, and Andrea, I know you, Andrea, because Andrea's on this kind of stuff. that video does not represent your brand
It doesn't.
at all.
It doesn't.
From the beginning, she said it wasn't a waste, but from the beginning, I mean, it'll probably get more views, but it wasn't the T-Velocity brand. It was a shit show. It really was. It was a bunch of cussing. It was a bunch of shade being thrown. Like literally before we even start eating, there was like angst and shade being thrown. It just wasn't indicative of what it is your brand is in my eyes. So
Well,
after I sat back and thought about it, I was like, that was all done for nothing. It was all done for nothing. And I said, and the way it went, did she even get out of the yellow with that video?
I did, but don't feel that way. Don't feel that way. But well, I can't tell you how to feel. I don't want my, producer to come up here and whack me. Well, I can't tell you how I feel, but I'm gonna tell you how I feel. I appreciated the collab. I thought it was funny. However, there were some things in there that didn't represent me. But the only thing that did for me,
to their sponsor and say, "Well, this is what I do," and you play your little group. I love your little music in the beginning, and then right afterwards, you say, "Oh, well, the hell with you, so and so," and then I'm up and everybody. I mean, I'm wrong just like the other. I'm wrong just like him.
But let me tell you something. It's life, baby, and I will deal with it. But it wasn't no representation of me because first of all, I did a challenge with you and I appreciated you accepted it, but I'll get past it. It wasn't a representation. But every time I turn this live on and I drop this panel, and you guys, this is honesty. I'm speaking honesty. I will stop dropping the panel. I will stop dropping to do the panels because that's what I'll stop dropping the link. Thank you. I'll stop dropping the link because that's what happens.
That's part of what you do.
No, but I'm watching it. No, that's not what I do.
I'm gonna drop mine, and it ain't gonna be mine. Ain't gonna look like over yonder, and you can control it.
I do try to control it. I do try to control it. But then sometime when I go back and look at it, I have to see what's fair and how did it benefit me. And sometimes it doesn't benefit me, mother. I just have to be honest with you. It doesn't benefit me because it doesn't turn out bad, but it doesn't turn out as good as I wanted to. Like today, I really wanted to focus on a subby and content creators. I asked you to come join me. We started talking about Nadia, but I wanted, when it went in that direction, I was like, yes, let's pick up and run with it, because it is important that we hear a subby's view and how they feel about getting doxxed or getting drugged and stuff like that, dragged or however y'all want to say it, humiliated. It's important that we listen to them, because if it wasn't for subbies, it wouldn't be content creators,
But this video today is very indicative of your brand. We had kerfuffle. Wait a minute now. Let me tell you what you did now.
Let me. And
you did the T-Velocity thing because you actually had kerfuffles that you actually handled. You said, and you say in every video, if you see your queen's crown, tilt it, straighten up the crown. If you see the king's crown, tilt it, straighten up the crown. Me and Rico had a kerfuffle. You handled it. And the live continued going. JDunn and Sassy had a little kerfuffle, and you handled it. And you kept going. That is the T-Velocity brand. That very much is the T-Velocity brand. That's what you said you came down here to do. To clean up the streets. You said you came. Now, I say that I come to clean it up. But you just come to clean it up. So you can clean it up, but don't be trying to steal my stuff. But you said you come to clean up the streets. And I think that you did do what you set out to do. You did your panel. You kept everything at bay. You straightened up what needed to be straightened up, and all's good. Sassy's still sitting up there in her bubble. JDunn's still sitting down there in her bubble. We all talking. Everybody's cool. Everything's okay. Ain't nobody lose no hair. Ain't no fingernails get broke. That, for me, is the T-Velocity brand. I disagree as well, Andrea.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And again,
stop dropping your link. I'm telling you, My brand is I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna clean you up. So try it. Try it.
Go ahead.
Mm-mm.
Hey, Butterfly,
No.
welcome to the panel. I'm going to mute Sassy and myself.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much. I just wanted to come up real quick. Hey, Spill It Boy. Hey, Sassy. Hey, JDunn. I just wanted to come up real quick on the subject. Mz.Teavalocity, I don't think the video that you did the other day. Now, Spill It Boy, you know I love you. Black and yellow, black and yellow. But I disagree. I think that was a beautiful and fun panel, and I think a lot of people enjoyed it. Now, I think though, your I definitely understand where he's coming from, where he's saying it's not indicative of your brand. And I don't know if you noticed, but that's why I keep promoting Jim's talk. So I think it's okay to still do fun things. You know what I mean? Um, I think it's okay to try new and different things. And I think with the more serious conversations, I really think you should start focusing them on your other channel. That's why I always share that link because I know that you did want to separate certain things that hey, Lady Nika, hey, beautiful. I know that you did want to separate, mess from your serious branding, what you're trying to do with your brand. And I think that's where your second channel comes in big. So, like this conversation, I believe you could have launched from the second channel. You see what I'm saying? Like when you want it to be more serious and you're really focusing on your brand, I really think you should use Jim's Talks for that. And Mz.Teavalocity, we can do stuff like you did the other day. I'm looking forward to the $10 DIY that you're gonna do, like stuff like that. So I know that it's not always gonna be serious. So I feel like so I guess for me I'm down the middle. I agree with I see both aspects. I see exactly what James is saying, and I actually also we did a lot of people did enjoy the mukbang challenge. So I think when you veer off to do different stuff like that, I think you can keep it on this channel. But when like the conversation you want to have today, I think that you could have did on Jim's Talk. You see what I'm saying?
I think the content was fine, Butterfly. It's the
Yeah.
verbiage. It was the cussing is what were the cussing and the fighting back and forth. Because
Yeah,
the cussing and the fighting with me and Rico, that was gutter. It went to a whole that was out of gutter space. That's the thing. But the mukbang and my channel's all over the place. I do all aspects of who I am on all them channels. So I don't think the content was bad. It was the verbiage for
I
me
think
Okay.
so.
that don't fit her
Okay.
because she wouldn't want a
Okay.
sponsor to see us on there. Like, well, wait a minute, you want me to put my product out with you, and you got these two fools screaming and hollering. One talking about he don't live in an apartment, and the other one saying that he do. Like, what?
Yeah. No.
That's not
Yeah. I
all
get.
your brand. That ain't
Yeah.
clean talk.
Okay.
That ain't
And
Okay.
you
I see what you're
that's old
saying.
gutter bucket gutter bucket clean talk.
see everybody slippy with it. But you know what?
I
I
get
get
what
But
you're
I'm being
saying.
real. I'm just saying
No,
I'm
I
being
get what you're
real.
saying.
I know
Yeah.
it'll be out of order. The cleanups are out of order. That's
right,
not
Yeah.
really the Spill It Boy TV brand.
right.
That is
Yeah.
that's Shaft. That's y'all. That's Shaft. Y'all don't know him all
No,
like
I
that.
get what you're saying too, James, because I don't have a niche neither. My channel, from
Oh,
month to month, we could be focusing on one thing or another because that's really who I am in real life. Like I get bored quick, so I'm multifaceted, and I am also interested in so many different things. So and I was like contemplating whether I need to find a niche because I feel like niche channels grow faster, but then at the same time, it's not who I am. So I'd say I freak it. I'll just, do what I do. And because I know there's a lot of people that don't necessarily like niche channels that are multifaceted. You know what I mean? So I just figured,
Yeah.
I'll grow, but
it's
I
hard.
don't have a
It's
niche
really
neither.
hard.
No,
Let
it,
me
I
it
tell
get
you
is. It
something,
it
is.
Butterfly.
too, but it's
It
hard. It's
is.
hard
It's
to break
hard.
out.
It's hard, but
It
then this
is.
is why I don't get discouraged. I thank you all for your comments too. That makes me feel pretty good. Because you're right. I can't be so rigid and firm a lot of times, but I do watch because I am branding my name. I'm branding my company, right? So that's
Yeah.
why I watch it, you guys, and I want them, you right, sponsors to see me and take a chance on me. And I don't think that I would get the right type of sponsors and the good sponsors who's going to put money behind me acting like in Jack A, right? So you right.
Yeah.
But I didn't call it a waste, Spill It Boy. I definitely didn't call it a waste. It is not no knockdown drag because it was a fun. Okay, JDunn, thank you so much, baby.
All right,
I'm sorry I didn't give you the opportunity to say your last words. Be good. Talk to you later. Be safe.
See you later,
But
JDunn. Have a great day at work.
But see,
but
y'all don't
I
even know me and JDunn don't even get along.
oh right,
Yeah.
but
Me and JDunn
everybody
don't even get along, but we know how to occupy space. That's why I just sat here because I knew her and Sassy would get to a spot where they would be okay.
mhm.
But I
Yeah.
didn't know when or how long it would take. But me and JDunn, we be having it out, child. But we know how to. There's a respect level, and her and Sassy will be fine. They'll be fine.
Her and
Yeah.
Sassy
That's
fine.
how I am too. I get on sometimes I'm on panels. I don't necessarily like everybody on the panel or I mean I support content creators that have a mesh of people that I may not really, care too much for, but I always keep in mind I'm here to support the content creator. And really, as long as the person don't bother me, there's no reason for me to not be able to be in the same space for them. Because, like I said, this is an app. These people are not going to affect me in real life unless they dox me or something. God willing, they don't. But in hindsight, 2020, like I don't have enough. For me, I don't like to live in chaos every day, all day. So every day, just because I might run into you on a panel or a platform, doesn't mean I need to have a knockout, drag out fight with you everywhere we go. Even if we agree, like I could sometimes agree with somebody I don't like. You know what I mean? And I feel like there is a way that you can conduct yourself where it doesn't always have to be such a nasty interaction just because you don't care for the person. You see what
And
I'm
that's
saying?
what I was trying to avoid.
Yeah.
But you know
I
what?
felt myself go. I
Yeah.
said I'm
Oh,
going to go there. I said I'm going because I don't. I got this whole thing, and I was going to talk to her about it later offline.
oh
But I'm
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
not getting
yeah.
ready to ruin another video with the same
Thank you.
foolishness. I'm just not going to do
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah, I'm
Thank
glad
you.
you
I
came back
appreciate
too, Spill It Boy. I'm
it.
glad you
Glad.
came back too.
Well,
Yeah.
child,
And
No,
this was a really great panel
That was
today. I
very
came
stand
in.
up.
hold
Yeah,
on.
that
Hold
was.
on. Let me tell you what happens here, y'all. So let's go back to this while we wrap it up. We
Mhm.
over talk each other. So I'm going to mute and Butterfly, you wrap it up. James was talking. And then
Oh,
Butterfly,
I'm
I hit you
sorry.
and I hit Sassy. Go ahead.
I'm
I don't even,
sorry. I
I don't even,
apologize.
you saying I don't even know what I was saying, child. It don't matter. But no, I just didn't want to
No, you
ruin it.
didn't want it to go like it was before because you know my brand, you respect me, and
But it
that's
wasn't going to go like it was going before.
it
I
was
was
gonna
going to
go
go.
worse.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was going to go there. That's why I said no because I got to at least give her because I'm in a different space.
yeah,
I'm not laughing and I'm not key and I'm not
yeah.
in a
I saw
jovial
that.
mood with that situation. That situation is done. That has already moved over to the dirt situation. So I didn't want to
Okay.
give you that.
Okay. And you know what? I respect you for that. And I'm glad you did what you did to not to because you have that respect for me. Okay, Butterfly, is your turn. I mean,
Okay,
not Butterfly,
oh,
Sassy's. Sorry. Sassy, your turn, baby. Go ahead, Sassy, your turn. You was gonna say something.
Oh no, I was just agree. I was like, I just said when James said that when he acknowledged where he knew he was coming, I just said that was very stand up. That's all I
Oh.
was just commenting on his ability to look inward and be transparent about it. I think that's just great because that's all we can do, right? Once we kind of mess up, then we're like, oh wait a
That's
minute,
all we could do.
that's all we can do. But I gotta go too, you guys. So
Thank you.
thank you
Thank you,
guys
Sassy. Enjoy
so
your day. Mwah.
thank you
Thank
guys
you,
so
baby.
much.
Enjoy your
Smooches
day.
to everybody. Bye, butterfly.
Thank
See you
you.
in the morning, I guess.
see you later. Yes, have a great day,
Okay,
Sassy. Thank you
you
so
guys.
much for your
Bye, chat.
support.
Happy Friday. Bye bye.
Happy Friday. Y'all be safe. Now, this is what I do want to say. I want to touch on, and I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to wrap it up. James made a statement. He said, we have to remember the panels that we jumping on, what they give. So whether you innocent, you go up there innocently. That's a perfect point, James, because people don't think about that. You have to think about the environment you in. And when you jump on people's panel, what it gives. You right. I never thought about that, but that's a good point. If you know you going on a panel where they cussing mofos out and they slinging and they dragging, and you jump your butt up there saying, "Oh yes," and peace onto the earth, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work because of the environment that you put you're entering. So go ahead. That's perfect. Never thought about that. Whether you doing something good or bad, it's the environment sometimes, and you called it on the head. Good thought. Go ahead, Butterfly.
Yeah, that's very true. Some of y'all may not know, or some of y'all may be familiar, but when I first was jumping on panels, I kind of ran into not understanding the etiquette and not reading the room. Shout out to Take It Back. And Take It Back pointed out to me that read the room, Butterfly. So ever since then, I make sure I read the room. And if I know I just want to share in the commentary, I make sure I share in the commentary and get my behind right off the panel. You know what I mean? Come up, say my little piece, throw my little 2-bit in, and then jump my behind right off. You know what I'm saying? Because, it's about reading the room. But I just want to say another great show. I did come in a little late, but you know me, I always catch the replay, and you already know how I feel about you, Mz.Teavalocity, James. Just another great show, and I'm honored to be a part of, the gemologists. So shout out to all the gemologists, and I'm gonna jump back in the chat, y'all. Thank you, Miss T. All right, spill it, boy.
One thing about it, you know what? I'm gonna call and cuss you out. But anyway, we gonna get ready to end. But Butterfly, one thing I do like about you, make sure y'all go over there and support her. She's on a journey to being a little healthier. So she's walking, riding a bike, and she vlogging every morning. Please join her for a cup of Joe. She was on 8 o'clock, then she moved to 9:15. So join Butterfly. Her link is in here. We dropped her link. Andrea dropped her link. Let me tell you something. It's always a great show when you're around. They could say what they want, but it's always a great show when you're around. But I'm gonna catch you on the back. But anywho, just keep your ass muted, keep your butt muted. But it's always is always a great show. And I'm glad you brought that to my attention. That is my brand. That is my brand. The way we turned this thing around and made it a great live, because it was a lot of people looking, and I do maintain a certain way. And I appreciate all those who was letting me know that it was a great live. We turned it around. And so my purpose really was to serve, to do
Right.
what
We
I
all
do.
didn't agree. The chat, some things came out. The chat didn't agree. But we ain't nobody pulled no guns and no knives out. Child, we fine.
And you got, and one thing, when I start digging a little deeper, and I know I said I'm gonna wrap it up, you have to understand when people respond, they're not always responding to what's actually happening then. It's from things that have happened in the past. And it
Always.
all right is all
Andrea
adding
said
up.
that in the
So
chat
when,
earlier, so
oh, did
everybody
she
don't know
say
how to
that?
let things go. She said everybody don't know how to let things go. And
No.
I'm guilty. I am guilty. Baby, I'll hold on and be mad. But listen, I'm gonna say something and I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Not messing with you all day. I messed up and I was all negative and being nasty. Okay. And nasty. So I'm gonna leave out on a positive note. See
Thank
this?
you. Goodbye to Pete. Hello 2020. Thank you, baby.
And look, I'll share that with you.
I saw you this morning. You got
Right.
vaccinated.
I got them both, and
Yeah.
I feel fine.
You feel fine?
I didn't even want to share it. I didn't plan to share it, but some big mouth content creator that I had actually spoken to,
not me,
it out. And because when I only had one shot, I wasn't going to talk to my people until after I had both shots, and then I would be able to give my experience, my full experience. So I didn't get a chance to do that. Somebody actually blabbed it. Big mouth touches Kelly Love.
Oh,
He did. He blabbed it. But I've had both shots. I went this morning and got the second shot, and I feel fine, you guys. So
good. I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I just snapped out and acted a fool earlier, so I could at least leave on a positive note.
I appreciate you so much. You know I do. And thank you. Thank you.
All
And
right.
we here. We here. You know we here. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks for the Cash App. Thanks for the Cash App and the Super Chats. I greatly appreciate that. Always, thank you guys for joining me. Mother, thank you for joining me as always. And thank you for the love and respect that we have.
Absolutely. Y'all have a good weekend. Mwah. Till
Mwah.
next time.
I'm getting ready to get out of here. Get your butt out of here. But anyway, you guys, it turned out to be a great show. And this is what I want to do. This is who I am. This is what I want to do. And no one could ever tell me that I can't build mansions in the ghetto. See, because ghetto is a state of mind. A mansion is a state of mind. So, and light and dark must coexist. That's a fact. I appreciate that. So, with that, I'm going to get out here. Thank you, Sassy, as always, for coming on. That's okay. Hey, that's okay, baby. That's what we do over here. It turned out great. We still love you over here. You good, Sassy. Shout out to the gemologist, great gemologist. And again, my producer always have my back. That's all I want to say. She always has my back. And even when I mess up, she's going to clean it up. Yeah. Thank you. See y'all in the streets. Yep. Be careful. Thank you, Stormy, so much. Appreciate you coming by. Thank you, JSL. No. Yeah, JSL. Thank you, baby, to Andrea. I'll comment. And with that, y'all, we go get the music. And we had some crooked crowns and we straighten them out. We had some kings and queens with crooked crown and we straighten them out. And with that being said, if your king's crown is crooked, help him straighten it up. If your queen's crown is crooked, help her straighten it up. Speak life and wisdom into your princes and your princesses. They are our joint heir. They are our future. They want us to leave them something. So don't forget to continue to try to create generational wealth. There and there to whatever we leave behind, a legacy or whatever. That's why I watch and say, watch what I do and watch what I say, because I have joint heirs that's counting on me to leave them something, and it won't be a bunch of mess. If it doesn't take much to be a blessing and not a bother. A simple hello, how are you? You look beautiful today. I like your hair. I like your hat. Can I hold that door for you? I'll buy that cup of coffee. I'll help you with those groceries. It doesn't take much. I'll open the door. It doesn't take much to be a blessing. And with that being said, let's remember this, especially in the climate that we're in nowadays. For one, you go reap what you sow. Karma is a bitch. Whatever you put in the universe will come back to you. And everybody don't have compassion, empathy, or sympathy for you. So remember that. We're in this environment. Those things you have to really remember when you get on here and share your story. Any story. It could be a good story. It could be a bad story. It could be an uplifting story. It doesn't matter. Y'all make sure y'all keep that in mind. But know this too. What the devil meant for bad, God turns around for good. Y'all have a good one. Be safe out there. Thank you. Thank you, Cookie. Bye-bye.